So Bellingham has already punched their ticket to the playoffs no matter what happens the rest of the season.
It's time for Wenatchee AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, and our Gold supporter, the Town Auto Group. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Club Crow Bar and Grill, the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, and AmeriCorps, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, Together for Youth, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. And now let's go live to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College.
It's kind of playing towards the bag at second, so there's a big gap over there. This pitch swung on, and good. How about finding a gap in center field for an RBI single? Beautifully struck. Well, a pleasant good evening and welcome to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, the site for Game 2 of the West Coast League Divisional Playoff between the Wenatchee AppleSox and the Victoria HarbourCats. Victoria coming off a walk-off win last night on a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. What a game it was. You had both starting pitchers have 8 strikeouts per, and it was a pitcher's duel until it wasn't. AppleSox came through with 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning to tie it, and then gave up, unfortunately, that heartbreaker in the bottom of the 9th inning to fall down 0-1 in the series. It's a best-of-3 series. The AppleSox have to win tonight to push it to tomorrow, and then if they want to advance, they got to win tomorrow as well. But first things first, Miles Darlington, the head coach, or Mitch Darlington, the head coach for the Wenatchee AppleSox, wants to get business done here tonight. And a good evening to you. I'm Eric Granstrom. Joining me on the broadcast tonight is Brandon Schmitten. Well, Brandon, you know, the team has played well all season long. They've got a bunch of new guys that have only been with the team for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, so they're still trying to find their chemistry as they get into the postseason.
Yeah, that's what we've talked about all year long, is the way this league works is you get new guys coming in here and there and maybe get that chemistry. You know, it may take them a game or two to get the chemistry, and hopefully it's only one game to get that chemistry ready to go for the rest of the playoffs.
Unfortunately, the AppleSox, this is the 3rd time they've faced Victoria in the playoffs in the West Coast League. And Victoria has pretty much owned this series. In fact, this 3rd meeting, it was Victoria winning the first 2 series, including last year where they swept Wenatchee. So Wenatchee's trying to not repeat last year's history here tonight. Of course, the AppleSox are 26-19 in the playoffs. Now you got to go back to the first start of the West Coast League for a lot of that success under Ed Nags.
Yes.
Winning the championship 5 times in those early years under Ed Nags, trying to get back to that opportunity. But first, you got to take care of business here tonight.
That's right. And every run's going to count and every play is going to count. So that's the nice thing. You get playoff baseball, get these kids some experience that is going to take them into their careers later on, and you know, be so useful for them.
The starter for the Victoria HarbourCats last night was absolutely, I mean, money. And you talk all the time about a guy that has an effortless release that can just bring it. That was their starter in last night's game, coming away with, he only pitched 4 innings, and I think he was on a pitch count, that type of thing. And really both teams are set up pretty well as far as their arms are concerned, because they didn't use a lot of guys last night.
Right, yeah. And 8 strikeouts in 4 innings.
Yeah.
That's a performance.
He started by striking out the side the first 2 innings in a row.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's going to get you down the road quite a bit. And also, it was a strange night for Victoria last night because they played the game in Nanaimo because their home stadium is being retrofitted to play CFL football.
Oh, nice.
And so as a result, they can't play there. And so Nanaimo offered their stadium, so they played at Soroxon Stadium last night, and unfortunately for the AppleSox, falling by a final of 4-2. So they hope to reverse that trend here tonight and get the win and force a Game 3 tomorrow in the best of 3. We'll tell you about what else is happening as far as the postseason is concerned. We apologize for the PA system right above our heads. It's absolutely ridiculous how loud this is, but I have no control over it. Neither does Brandon. Brandon threatened to climb up there and cut the cord again. But apparently they fixed the cord between the last time we were here and this time, unfortunately. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. They're announcing the AppleSox, so let's go ahead and do that. As announced by their head coach, Mitch Darlington, with a record of 35-19 in the regular season. But that doesn't matter. I mean, it's the postseason. You got to go 1-0 here tonight. Max Hartman gets the start. guard out of Washington State University. He's a center fielder batting first. Batting second, Cooper Witten, who's a new addition. He's a right fielder. James Castagnola is at third base. He's batting third. Cleanup man is Evan Cloyd at first base. Jonathan Fitz, the catcher, and what a job he's done.
Oh, yeah.
You talk about the new guys and rotations and stuff. Jonathan Fitz has caught all summer long.
Yeah, and he's done a great job behind the plate, too. You can tell that he's a great leader.
Yeah, AppleSox All-Star, one of the representatives on the AppleSox team. Batting sixth is Jake Larson. He's the second base. Batting seventh is the DH Hunter Friedberg. Batting eighth is left fielder Cam Hoyland, and batting ninth at shortstop is Kanoa Murasaki. Meanwhile, for the Victoria HarbourCats, with a record of 29 and 25 of the regular season, Michael Crosland, he is the key out for the AppleSox to try to get, because he is a tough out. He's the center fielder batting in leadoff spot. Gunnar Antolon is the shortstop. He's batting second. Scott Collins is the right fielder batting third. Kamana Nahaku is the DH batting cleanup. Ryan Deagle is the first baseman batting fifth. Batting sixth, Cam Schneider, the third baseman. Kareem Urasuvic, who had that two-run walk-off home run last night, he's the second baseman. Batting eighth is the catcher Jack Varney, and batting ninth is left fielder Nize Thompson. So we're going to have our national anthem right now. So let's go ahead and take that here live on our broadcast. Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE Channel tonight. First will be the Canadian anthem, I assume. Well
yes.
Done. You heard the Canadian players.
Yes.
On the side
chiming in on a couple of those
There we go
keywords.
With the national anthem for the United States. There's much more of a sight than baseball players lined up along the chalk line of the first base side, the third base side, umpires around home plate. I don't know if there's a sight with the anthem and everything else that gives you more chills, especially if you're a baseball fan.
Exactly.
Than that right there.
Yes, it is definitely a great sight and great sound. She did a wonderful job there.
Yes, she did. She did. Okay, we're going to don our hats real quick, so hold on. There we go.
Gotta hide our bald heads.
Well, and I gotta have the lucky hat because, by the way, on broadcasts of AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel this year, we are undefeated.
Yes.
Unlike last year. Last year was a disaster. All right, so let's take a look at the dimensions. Thank you for helping me out with that, Brandon. I brought my golf a rangefinder, and because they don't have it marked here at the ballpark at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium about left field, right field. So it is 333 to left, 408 to straightaway centered, and 324 to right. Is that what you told me?
Yep.
Okay. All right. We got that now. So, and a little breeze blowing tonight. Not much. I mean, we could use a little freshening here.
Yeah.
And what breeze there is blowing in from right field. So kind of a easterly to southeasterly wind here at the ballpark tonight. So it is Quincy Vasser on the mound for the AppleSox, and I don't know if you could have anybody better. I mean, Garrett Ahern did wonderfully last night, going 6 innings for the AppleSox. Gave up those 2 runs. AppleSox made it no decision for him on the night. But I'll tell you, Quincy Vasser, 3rd year in an AppleSox uniform, he is the man.
Oh, he is. Yeah, we were lucky enough to have the game where he set the team record for strikeouts, and what a great kid too.
Yeah, no, and just
came out. And
he's aware, right? I mean, I guess that's about the best way to put it. He has perspective,
right?
And that is, well, that's a rare commodity.
Yes,
it seems these days.
You know, I got to tell you a story. Last night we went to the the Mariners game.
Yeah,
and Randy Rosarena. That guy has awareness, too, of the crowd.
Oh, okay.
He's very impressive.
Okay, very good. I like to hear that kind of report. So here we go. Quincy Vasser, record of 4-3 on the season, 2.91 earned run average, 38 strikeouts, as Brandon alluded to, now with the career mark for strikeouts. First pitch is outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Michael Crosland, center fielder for the HarbourCats. You know, I'm going to talk a lot about what happened last night, because that's all that matters, really, right?
Yeah.
You know, because it's, you know, it's about what happened last night, and it's about the postseason. It's not about what you did during the regular season. This pitch, fastball, misses high, so that's ball 2. 2-1 the count, as it was Victoria getting the win last night, and Crosland in the ball game, 1 for 4 with a run. And the pitch to him here, swung on and missed.
Pitch right there.
Boy, he was out in front of that one, pulled the string. 2-2 the count down to Michael Crosland.
You know, his first couple pitches here that he was throwing were a little bit up. He might have his adrenaline going a little bit tonight.
You think? 2-2 pitch on the way. Curveball swung on and missed. And a strikeout. Well, that's his specialty, so why not start the ball game off that way?
You bet.
1 down in the top of the first here for the HarbourCats. You know, in postseason baseball, it might not be as dramatic, say, as hockey. I mean, the hockey playoffs, that's just, you feel the tension in your chest. But here, you know that you got to win tonight. So every out is so crucial.
Exactly. Yeah, and taking those extra bases, you know, we've talked about that throughout the whole time that we've ever done this, is the guys that are running those extra bases. And
Max Hartman's of the world.
Oh, yes.
The 1-0 pitch on the way here, swung on a miss. Evens the count to Gunnar Antolon at 1-1.
And that's the thing Mitch has done a good job of, is getting the guys to hustle everywhere they go, because you know, you're getting yourself ready for playoffs. Like you said, it's not a situation where, hey, we got a great record during the season. We want to have a great record during the playoffs, too.
Another strike here on the outside corner. He's ahead of the count at 1-2. And apologies, we did not get the names of the umpires shared with us before the ball game tonight. This pitch is in the dirt. Count evens at 2-2. I hear we have someone close to our crowd microphone down there, so hopefully they keep it generic, as in rated G. The 2-2 count with the pitch on the way. Swung on a fly ball to right center. Hartman's got that tracked down. No problem for Max out there in center field.
I was noticing that all of the umpires tonight have Canadian flags on the back of their uniforms.
I'll bet it's the same crew that worked last night's game up in Nanaimo. So that would be Scott Eckert, Nick Moore, and Blaze LeVay.
Yeah.
I would bet we've got the same crew for all 3 games. Hopefully it goes that far. Pitch here is a fastball. Boy, Quincy's on top of his game here tonight. 0-1 to count to Sky Collins. Collins played in last night's game. He was 1 for 4, as Victoria only got 6 hits in the ball game, but the biggest one came on the last at bat.
Yeah. It's not how many you get, it's when you get them, right?
Yeah, that's right. 1-1 to count to Collins. Pitch swung on a miss. Boy, he was fooled on that one. A ball and 2 strikes, and that's it. good sign for Quincy Vasser early that he's got command, but he's also fooling them.
He is. Yeah, he's mixing in his pitches really well right now, too. He's got that slider working, and obviously his fastball's live tonight, too.
This would be the 10th start of the summer for Quincy Vasser. The 1-2 pitch on the way. He tried to get him to fish outside. Misses 2 balls and 2 strikes. He did face Victoria back on June the 9th, and Sox won that game by a final of 5-2. He had a no decision in it. Swing and a miss here. So how about Quincy Vasser? And how about the good crowd on hand here tonight as well? We're through a half an inning. Nothing for Victoria. The AppleSox are due up next. You're watching the West Coast League playoffs on the NCWLIFE Channel.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Check out clubcrowcashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
You're watching AppleSox baseball here on the NCWLIFE Channel. It is playoff time here at the ballpark, and our broadcast brought to you in part by our platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling in Wenatchee. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Give them a call today at 509-662-6842 or on the web at alpineair.net. Also, additional thanks to our gold supporter, Town Auto Group. Your community, your family, your town auto group. Along with Brandon Schmitten, Eric Granstrom with you here on the NCWLIFE Channel. As Wenatchee trails in this best-of-3 series, this is only the 3rd season that they've had the expanded playoffs, Brandon. I don't know if you knew that or not. Used to be just you had 2 teams advance from each division, and then you had the championship, period. That was it. 3 years ago, they expanded those playoffs to include the top 4 teams to advance from each division. And that makes it a little more fun, but also that means 3-game series for the first series, and then it's 1 game for the divisional championship and 1 game for the West Coast League championship. Now, there's a lot of people that are like, how can you tell they're the champion or not? That's just 1 game. Well, that's what they decided to do. You can't play forever in August. These guys got to go back to school.
Yeah, we're taking my daughter back on Thursday.
Max Hartman steps up, and speaking of which, at Washington State,
Boise State.
Boise State.
Washington State's going back about the same time.
Okay, all right. So. Wazoo attendee at the plate for the AppleSox has had a fantastic summer in a Wenatchee uniform. The 0-1 pitch to him here, swung on and fouled back, and the count goes to 0-2.
Find a hole.
Max Hartman for the AppleSox.
Yeah, he's played exceptionally well in all aspects of the game.
Pitch here, swung on and hit to the left side of the mound. Shortstop over to his left. Will field and throw in time for the out. So the AppleSox at least put the ball in play, unlike last night, where they were fanning all over the place. First 6 batters for the AppleSox struck out in that game last night.
Yeah, that's not a good way to start off the game.
Nope, definitely not. Definitely not. So next up is Cooper Witten, and for AppleSox fan, this might be a new guy. Well, because he is a new guy in an AppleSox uniform. He'll swing and miss at the first pitch here. 0-1 the count. Peyton Hawkinson, by the way, on the mound for the HarbourCats.
Yes.
Count even now at a ball and a strike to Cooper Witten.
Go, here we go.
Witten in the right-handed batter's box last night went 1 for 3 with a run scored. Pitch here, swung on and fouled back to the screen.
Just missed that one.
They did just miss that one, and he had that timed pretty well.
Yes, he did.
I mean, and we say the game of inches. I mean, it's a game of centimeters when it comes to baseball.
Yeah. Hawkinson kind of has a 3/4 delivery here, so it makes it hard for, especially hard for lefties to see. But we'll see how it goes for right-handers tonight.
That pitch was close, but misses just outside, so the count evens to Witten. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch again, that's exactly the same thing that Max Hartman did, and the shortstop is able to make the field and the throw. That's Gunnar Antolon out there. And 2 ground balls just off the left side of the mound. The AppleSox open for that home field bounce there.
Right.
Haven't gotten it so far.
He does a great job of getting rid of the ball quick, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And that's not easy. We talk about that all the time. These guys make it look easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy, especially on this field.
Right.
This is the 10th overall appearance for Hawkinson so far this summer for Victoria. The freshman at Cal State Fullerton started 7 games this summer, went 1-3 with a 5.99 ERA.
He's looking like he's a little bit better pitcher than that right now, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's probably got the heart rate and everything else. Oh my God, 3 plays in a row, all the same spot basically, and safe at first base. The throw pulled the first baseman off the bag. Antolon had to field that one in deep behind second base, and that one, they finally got the skip off the mound they've been hoping for.
They did, yeah. It's about 6 inches to the right of where the other 2 were. That was the only difference there.
So, Coach.
Base hit.
Base hit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because
you knew where I was going.
I did.
Evan Cloyd steps up now for the AppleSox. Evan in last night's game was 1 for 4. So the top part of the order for the AppleSox did fairly well last night. So it came through with 2 runs with 2 outs in the 8th inning to tie the game at 2-2. This pitch is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count to Evan.
Not you. Didn't leave.
You had Edmonton beat Bellingham last night, so the Riverhawks have a 1-0 lead in that series. Again, that was the lower seed beating the higher seed. So now the pressure really is just like with Wenatchee here. I mean, you've got the number 4 seed in Victoria that knocked off Wenatchee last night.
Right.
So now all they all got to do is come down here and win 1 or 2, and they're advancing.
Yeah, the pressure's, well, not off, but it makes them feel a little bit
totally
better.
Totally. And baseball, you know, sometimes the ball bounces a little interestingly, and this pitch misses outside. Flinching was Evan Cloyd, but he does not cross the plate with the barrel of the bat, so a ball called. And nice to have a 3-man crew for this game.
Yeah, we've talked
tonight.
about that a lot, haven't we?
Yes, we have on check swings especially. 2-1 the count to Evan Cloyd with a runner aboard and 2 down for the AppleSox. Hankinson looks over to the base runner at first, and that pitch misses inside apparently, and the count goes to 3-1. Good eye by Evan Cloyd. Just a little hint of a breeze blowing in from right to left here at the ballpark tonight.
Maybe get a little bit of this haze out of the air.
Yeah, that would be nice. 3-1 pitch on the way. Strike 2 called, and Evan Cloyd thought it was ball 4. The fans here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium thought it was low. So the count goes full to Cloyd at 3-2. What this will mean is that Castagnola at first base will be on the run on the pitch. Hankinson looks over there, pitch on the way to the plate, and the runner goes late, and the pitch was high for ball 4. Well, he had to get 2 to get 1.
Yes.
But he got the one he was looking for.
Yep.
So runners in scoring position for the AppleSox for the first time here tonight comes in their first at bat. Jonathan Fitz will step up.
Yeah, he's come up clutch for him a couple times this year, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. He was 1 for 4 in last night's game. Pitch to Fitz is low and away for ball 1-0 the count. Now this pitcher faced Wenatchee earlier this season, and Wenatchee was able to do a pretty good job of teeing off on it. So they have that in their back pocket. But,
yes.
like I said, Victoria pretty healthy as far as their stable of arms are concerned coming into game 2 here tonight. And if I'm their coach, wouldn't you just empty the tank? I mean, you want to win this game.
You have to, right? Yeah, you have to think that, because if Wenatchee pulls one off here tonight, then they've got the definite momentum going into tomorrow.
I meant to ask you that too. You know, we're talking about the AppleSox in the postseason and how Victoria has had their number, you know, and even going back to last year when Wenatchee made the playoffs and fell in 2 games, were swept by Victoria. And is there something about that, even though it's different teams, especially West Coast League Baseball, is there something that carries over?
I think, you know what, I honestly do believe that there is, especially when it comes to playoff time, because whether you want to believe it or not, you have that thought in the back of your head, like, oh man, we have to beat him. It's kind of like the UW-WSU, right? Even though you get new guys every year,
well, that's true.
There's that pressure that they put upon themselves that they don't put upon themselves at any other game.
Hefty swing by Fitz on the second pitch to him, evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and second, 2 down on the first here for the AppleSox. The pitch swung on and fouled away. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, he was missing, I was going to say, he's been throwing away a lot tonight, and he's actually made that adjustment after the mound visit here, and you can see that he's starting to throw a little bit more outside corner instead of missing away.
And for fans watching from home, what we're talking about is all he has to do is move his back foot, his push-off foot a little bit. This pitch swung on and a fly ball to right center, and who's going to call for it? It'll be the center fielder who will make that catch. That's Crosland out there, so the AppleSox leave 2 aboard. We will head to the second frame of game 2 of the West Coast League Divisional Playoffs. It is scoreless so far between the Cats and the Sox. We'll be back after this.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and 0 emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks for joining us for the West Coast League Playoffs, along with Brandon Schmitten, Eric Granstrom here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Scoreless as we head to the second. It'll be Kamana Nahaku, Ryan Deagle, and Cam Schneider due up for the HarbourCats here in their part of the second. We're talking about these 2 teams and make of the postseason. Victoria, by the way, has been to the big dance, to the West Coast League Championship Series 3 times. They have been a bridesmaid, but never a bride. Yes.
That's never something you want to be.
No.
Not in the game of baseball, anyway.
Absolutely. So Nahaku steps up. First pitch on the way by Quincy Vasser is curveball missing just inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Nahaku. Again, he'll be followed by Deagle and Schneider. The 4, 5, and 6 batters. This pitch bounces in, knocks off the glove of Jonathan Fitz, and then the ball boy will have to retrieve it in the on-deck path.
Good hustle there.
2-0 pitch by Vasser.
Yeah.
This is in there for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. We're getting some help on our play-by-play down by our microphone on the field down there.
You know, we had talked about in previous games about pitches and how quickly that in the major leagues are called.
Yeah.
Well, back when I was playing, it was fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup.
Right.
I saw sweeper, sinker, 4-seam, 2-seam, like.
2-2 pitch by Vasser misses outside for ball 3. So the first time that Quincy has gone to the maximum on the ball count. quickly working here. The lefty's 3-2 pitch swung on, popped up in the infield, and this will be a play for our first baseman. And making the play in fair territory for the AppleSox, and the out is Evan Cloyd.
Somebody was yelling infield fly over there, but that's not the correct call on that one.
Was that a fan, I hope?
I hope so.
Or maybe it was the dugout for Victoria.
Yeah.
Ryan Deagle steps up here for the HarbourCats. He'll bat the left-handed batter's box. First pitch is a beautiful
that was a nasty
slider for a strike. Deagle last night was 1 for 4. He was a victim of a couple of those strikeouts. This pitch misses just outside, evens the count to Deagle at 1-1. I was watching the broadcast tape delay basically today while I was in the airport. And the announcer for Victoria was saying that Deagle was kind of brought in, you know, one of those guys, like AppleSox had last year, the catcher out of Central.
Yes.
Brought in on a 10-day contract and then played so well they had to keep him all summer. This pitch popped up and shallow. This could be no man's land. Who's going to call for it? And the two bodies collide out there. The shortstop makes the play, but collides with our left fielder, and it looks like everybody's going to be okay. He did make the out as Morisaki went out. I was worried about that falling into no man's land out there. As he collides with our left fielder, and looks like everybody's going to be okay. Cam Hoyland, by the way, not a guy you want to run into.
No, definitely not. And that's the thing with infielders and outfielders there. You have to have good communication. You know, watching major league games, you see the infielders flinging arms all over the place because they're saying, it's me, it's me, it's me, get out. And I don't know if they had communication. I couldn't hear it here.
Right. Well, we got a good crowd on hand here tonight, too, so that could be an impact as guys are trying to holler at each other. Pitch here on the way is inside for ball 2. And the count to Cam Schneider. Well, it's been a 5-up, 5-down story so far for Quincy Vasser on the mound for the Wenatchee AppleSox. This off-speed pitch sinks in there for a strike. 2-1 the count to Schneider. I believe Schneider played in last night's game. Yes, he was 0 for tonight, 0 for 4. Sox would love him to go 0 for again tonight. Beautiful pitch.
Yeah,
it started way outside.
Yes, he's bending that in there pretty good tonight.
Yes, he is. Kind of a heavy air night, so that ball might have a little more bite to it.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch on the way by Vasser. Tried to get him to fish high, but he does not. Schneider hangs in. Count full at 3-2. Hear aircraft above, probably some of our firefighting planes, and this pitch is ripped into center field for a base hit. Max Hartman will pick it up on a couple of bounces. So the first hit of the ball game for Victoria comes, if you're going to give up a base hit, then give up a base hit when there's 2 outs and nobody on board.
Yep. It's better than leading off an inning with it, right?
And you can see Quincy kind of shaking his head after that ball was hit over his head in the center field. He just goes like, I had to get it in there for a strike, but
those planes are impressive. We got to watch those up in Stehekin the other day.
Arusovic steps in. Kareem, the throw over to first base will go out of play and down to second base on the throwing error.
Okay, now here's an interesting rule here. So since Quincy was engaged on the rubber and threw it out of play, it's a one base penalty. Yeah.
Right.
Now, if he had stepped off the rubber and thrown it over there and it went out of play, then it's a 2-base error.
Slider here is a called strike to Arusovic. 0-1 the count.
So that's always a
so the
baseball
umpire's got to be paying close attention to what's going on. Again, nice to have the extra eyes here. This pitch swung on a grounded to the first baseman. Nice play by Cloyd over there. He'll take it to the bag himself for the 3 unassisted. So no harm, no foul as the HarbourCats leave a man aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless. You're watching the West Coast League playoffs on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We're not affiliated with any of the network channels. We're a locally owned, locally managed television station who prides itself on being a reflection and a spotlight on the communities we call home here in North Central Washington. We need to thank our gold supporter, Town Auto Group. your community, your family, your town auto group. Thanks for watching the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hi, my name is Courtney, and AmeriCorps has given me the opportunity to change careers, learn new skills, and serve my community in a meaningful way. I am so glad that I chose AmeriCorps.
My service with AmeriCorps has allowed me to make a difference in the lives of people that I wouldn't have otherwise made.
My service in AmeriCorps allowed me make huge impact to community having fun.
AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to serve and use my skills for the greater good. I highly recommend serving with AmeriCorps. You will change your life.
AppleSox playoff baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel, brought to you in part by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Give them a call at 509-662-6842. Also by Apple Valley Honda. Test drive a new Honda today at Apple Valley Honda. They're in East Wenatchee. Apple Valley Honda is committed to preserving the environment, not only with fuel-efficient vehicles, but also with their eco-friendly actions and alternatives. Well, Brandon, Victoria gets a runner in scoring position, but the AppleSox defense shuts it right down.
Yeah, that was a tough play. Yeah, because I wasn't sure if that was going to hit off first base on that bounce. And that's something that you kind of flinch for unless you stick your nose in there, and he did a good job of sticking his nose in there.
So Hawkinson continues to toss on the mound for Victoria. I do see bodies moving down in their bullpen area, so this could be a 3-inning performance possibly for Hawkinson.
You would think this late in the year, though, they would have their pitch counts up a little bit more, but...
Well, it depends on what you think. If you do the Whitey Herzog approach of 3 innings to win a game, then that could be the policy here.
Yeah.
If you've got guys that are good for 3 innings, they're really good for 3 innings, then why not stack them up?
That's a good point.
First pitch to Jake Larson misses high for ball. 1-0 the count as Hawkinson delivers. This fastball in there for a strike, and the count even at 1-1. You know, I listened to Joel Norman's broadcast on radio, and he is a lucky sucker because he can see the speed of the pitches.
Oh, can he really?
Yeah, he has a connection, and he won't give it up.
We've talked about that multiple times.
Well, TrackMan, see, they've got it mounted.
Yes.
They've got it mounted on the press box here, right below the press box window. 2-1 the count, by the way, to Larson, and this pitch is in there for a strike, and the count even at 2-2. And Larson kind of shakes his head a little bit.
I don't know. Are they thinking that's low? That looked pretty good to me.
That looked pretty good to me as well. Fans back home watching us on television can tell us for sure with that center field man, right? Pitch swung on a grounded to the right side, off the first baseman's glove. That's going to be a base hit, a leadoff base hit for Jake Larson.
Now, where we're at in the order, I'm thinking we're going to be either doing one of two things here. We're going to be hit and running here pretty soon, or we'll be putting a bunt down.
Perfect hit and run opportunity. You got a left-handed bat. You've got that gap in the defense on the right side of the infield. Hit it behind the runner.
Yep. Or he'll be dropping a bunt down here, especially playoff time, right?
Yep.
If it's not playoff time, let him hit, see what happens. But
toss to the bag at first, a little closer than the AppleSox wanted. Nice pick move by Hawkinson out there.
And you see how he stepped off there.
Yep. So if he throws that one away, it's a 2-base error.
Yep.
First pitch to Friedberg on the way. Swung on a chop back to the mound. Throw around to second. Goes off the glove, and everybody is safe on the air on the throw by the pitcher.
Hey, E1!
Well, sometimes, that's why it's so important. Make them make the play.
Exactly.
That's like with the Mariners. It's so frustrating when they strike out 14, 15 times a game. Just put the ball in play. Sometimes the other guy's going to make an error.
Right. Yes.
Now,
they are
on
human.
this level, it might happen a little bit more often than major leagues, for sure.
Right.
So the AppleSox with 2 aboard, and Cam Hoyland steps up. Left fielder who had that collision moments ago, squares around a bunt from the left side. Hawkinson, watch the chin music here, adds a bunt up the third baseline. Perfect. Third baseman in, will throw, and it is barely in time, but a sacrifice bunt beautifully put down by Cam Hoyland moves the runners to second and third.
That was a great bunt right there.
Now, kids watching at home, that is textbook bunting.
It definitely is. Put your nose in there, see it down. Your job is not to get a base hit on that. Your job is to get the ball down and then advance. So That's a problem with a lot of times kids will think, hey, I'm trying to get a base hit here, but that's not your job in that situation.
Nope, definitely not. Cam Schneider, third baseman, made a good throw after he picked up that bunt on the grass here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. So the AppleSox with a big opportunity here as Kanoa Morisaki steps up.
And you notice how he bunted that down the third baseline, because if you have runners at second base, you're going to bunt that down the third baseline, make the third baseman come up and make a play on that. So it vacates him from his position. So that was perfectly done.
First pitch to Morisaki goes in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher. Jack Varney back there, the backstop here for the HarbourCats. Morisaki, by the way, last night 0 for 3 in the game. Pitch on the way here is a strike on the inside corner. Count even at 1-1.
Played it better than that. Holy.
Well, our crowd mic is obviously picking up one of the crowd here at Paul Thomas. Infield drawn in here with runners at second and third. Pitch swung on and chopped off the plate high. Third baseman Fields, his only play is at first and out at first base. But an RBI for Morisaki as he drives in Larson on the play. The AppleSox lead at 1-0.
Yeah, that was a great job pounding the ball on the ground, but a great read over there at third base too. Seeing that ball bounce high, you got to go on that.
Down to third, by the way, goes Hunter Friedberg. And back to the top of the order for Max Hartman, who has certainly been known to deliver with two outs in a ball game. Actually, Friedberg stayed at second for some reason. I'm not sure why. Pitch on the way here to Hartman is inside low for ball 1. I thought sure he would have moved to third on the
he should have there, because that ball it brought the third baseman forward. And runner was going.
Yeah,
so.
And he had nobody backing him up at third base.
Right.
So the bag was open.
It took so long to come down,
yeah,
too.
Exactly. 1-0 the count to Hartman here. And the pitch on the way. Swung on
that
a fly ball deep to right center field and caught. Oh, my. Thought that ball might carry a little bit farther than that, but the right fielder was able to track it down and come up with a catch to retire the side. That's Sky Collins out there. So the AppleSox do get one. They leave a man aboard. We'll head to the third inning of play. AppleSox up 1-0 here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
You're watching the playoffs on the NCWLIFE Channel and brought to you in part by Chelan Douglas Community Action Council and AmeriCorps. Build your professional experience and network. Share your skills and passion to improve North Central Washington. Join a team of 30-plus volunteers who get paid to make a difference. Learn more and apply at cdcac.org/AmeriCorps. That's cdcac.org/AmeriCorps. Thanks for joining us here, along with Brandon Schmitten, Eric Granstrom, Jack Varney, Isaiah Thompson, and Michael Crosland do up here in the third for the HarbourCats in a 1-0 contest. Quincy Vasser still continues to deal on the mound, and the first pitch to Jack Varney on the way. Swung on a fly ball to left field, and that will be caught.
Great catch.
Sliding catch by Cam Hoyland out there in left field. Nice job. Put a star by that play.
Those are the kind of plays you need in a game like this.
That is the truth. Yeah, there was a play last night in the game for the HarbourCats. AppleSox had a couple of runners aboard and a line drive. The second baseman just was able to sky up and snag the ball and come up with the out. That was a huge play at the time. This pitch popped up in the infield, And it'll be the catcher, Jonathan Fitz, that'll call for it. Quincy Vasser kind of made a spectator right there. I kind of thought maybe Quincy would call him off, but no, Jonathan was all over that.
I used to be an athlete. Wait, should I? Am I still?
So 2 down here for the HarbourCats, and back to the top of the order for Michael Crosland. So no runs, 1 hit and 1 error for the HarbourCats. 1 run, 2 hits and 1 error for the AppleSox. And the first pitch here is snapping the webbing of the glove for a strike. 0-1 to count to Crosland. Gunnar Antolon waiting on deck, hoping for a chance here in the 3rd for Victoria. Pitch on the way, swung on a chop. Fair ball, fair ball. What? It hit the chalk and then bounced over the third base bag. The runner, though, on a quick play out there by Cam Hoyland, is limited to a base hit.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play right there by Hoyland.
Because he was playing pretty well over.
He was, yeah.
So limit Crosland to just a base hit. There was maybe even confusion by Michael on whether that was a base hit or not.
Yes.
Maybe he slowed his approach up to first base a little bit.
But that again is like, you know, we take Max Hartman there. He's busting as hard as he can out of the box, and he will turn that into a double.
Yep, absolutely. First pitch misses in the dirt. Nice stop by Fitz, even though he didn't really know where the ball was. Crosland out there on the base paths got a little help from Antolon saying, no, don't go. The ball's right here. The 1-0 pitch swung on and hit foul down the right field line into the bullpen area. The count even to Antolon at 1 ball and 1 strike. So if the AppleSox win tonight, which of course we're all waiting for that.
Yep, fingers crossed.
That means we'll be back out here again tomorrow night for Game 2. At Game 3 at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Pitch on the way is missing just a little bit, up and out. 2-1 to count to Antolon.
You notice how both these pitchers, and we've talked about it a lot this summer, how they pitch away, away, away. It's almost that fear factor that we've talked about, how they're afraid to go in. Yeah.
Pitch here swung on a chop to the right side. Second baseman over to his right or left and will make the play. Again, he made that look easy. Not an easy play for Jake Larson, but he scoops it up and gets the out, and that'll retire the side. So another 2-out hit. No harm, no foul. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. AppleSox lead at 1-0. You're watching the West Coast League playoffs on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
My name's Nick Dirk, and I've been a cinematographer-photographer for over 10 years. I got my start at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Without the Tech Center, I wouldn't have got my first job in media production 3 months after I graduated high school.
My name is Charlie Voris, and I own Vortex Productions. My work has taken me on exciting adventures all around the world, and I got my start at Wenatchee Valley Tech.
Hey, my name is Oli Mingo, and I'm the Executive Director at Heirloom Creatives in Wenatchee. I am so thankful for Wenatchee Valley Tech to be able to have my dream career.
Thanks for joining us here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Kind of a humid night, which is rare for the Wenatchee Valley. Normally our humidity is very low. It's a dry heat, as they say. Temperatures, what, it reached maybe 90 today?
Yeah.
It didn't get too
close
hot.
to there. Yeah. Very hazy.
Yeah, it's
today.
Hazy. And this is a cloud cover actually flying in from Seattle today. By the way, the new planes they have for Horizon and Alaska that are flying out of Pangborn, they're bigger jets, louder jets. You feel everything. That's a beer can in the air, folks. Cooper Whitten takes the first pitch.
So not an improvement is what you're saying.
1-0. I was wishing for the old turboprop. That's for sure, because that was rocking and rolling, let me tell you. Pitch here swung on and a mile high by Cooper Whitten, and this might bring a raindrop. It also brings it out for the AppleSox. 1 out for Wenatchee brings up James Castagnola. Castagnola got the AppleSox first hits back in the first, so he's 1 for 1 in the ball game.
Yeah, they feel the turbulence quite a bit, don't they?
Oh, I was so surprised about that. Pitch swung on and fouled away by Castagnola, 0-1 the count. Yeah, we had a few clouds just as you broke over the Cascades, probably about the Enchantments area in there. And the pilot hit the clouds, which if you fly it at all, you know, when you hit clouds, they're dense. It's not air.
Yeah.
It's thicker than air. And that's where the bouncing comes from. And boy, did we bounce. And I always, because I'm not a fan of flying necessarily, it's fine. It's just about that control thing. And then when you hit the turbulence, I don't do carnival rides. Swing and a miss here, the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes to Castagnola. So I usually do a little concentrating. I cross my arms across my chest, close my eyes, and I just start counting. Because usually, you know, the turbulence doesn't last very long. It's
right.
60 seconds or less. Swing and a miss here, so a strikeout by Hawkinson, and I think that's his first of the game, Dennis.
I think so.
So 2 down for the AppleSox here in the third, brings up Evan Cloyd. So this time the turbulence lasted 100 seconds.
Really?
So it was, we were bouncing for a while.
Yeah. And especially for somebody that doesn't like it, it seemed like 200 seconds,
there
right?
was, I looked down the plane, and there were people that were reaching up for the bins above their heads.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was
wow.
A little bumpy. Pitch on the way to Evan Cloyd is a strike in the outside corner. 0-1 to count to Cloyd, who walked back in the first. Had to get 2 ball 4s to get ball 4.
He did, yes.
In a manner of speaking.
And the crowd told him.
Mm-hmm. The 0-1 pitch by Hawkinson on the way. Swung on, popped up, foul, and back over our heads. Going to catch a piece of the pine tree and bounce beyond the fence. And kids will go run for that.
Got it.
Count is 0-2 now to Cloyd. So, yeah, I was in L.A. over the weekend. I produced the Seahawks radio network for their broadcast last night for the Seahawks' first preseason game. By the way, go Hawks. They won 16-3 last night. Pitch on the way here, swung on, ouch, fouled off of the foot or
right above the pad.
The shin bone.
Yeah.
You know, Mitch Haniger, that is a guy who torques. I mean, he torques. And he hits balls off of his inner part of his leg and his shin all the time. He's got a pad there.
Yeah.
He's got a shin protector, but he torques so much he twists his ankle. I don't know how his ankle even works anymore with all the twisting.
Probably won't when he's
that's probably true. And there's nothing that stops the hurt there. It's just you gotta hope that the adrenaline kicks in and just quiets it down. The 0-2 pitch again on the way, swung on, and a line drive past the diving third baseman into left field. So take that, says Evan Cloyd. That'll make that shin feel a lot better.
Yeah. I don't know if the third baseman even knew what he was doing on that.
No, that was
didn't have
just
time to react.
That was pure instincts.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, not much of a chance for Schneider there at third base. So 1 aboard for the AppleSox with 2 outs. Brings up Jonathan Fitz. Catcher flew out to center in his first at bat to be the final out of the first inning. This pitch misses away for a ball. 1-0. I can't tell if it's the fan down by our microphone or the umpire that's saying that. No. 1-0 count to Fitz. Well, the runner aboard at first base. Evan Cloyd out there. Pitch on the way, bounces in for ball 2. So we'll see what happens here in the approach by the HarbourCats. If it's a pitch by committee affair tonight. We did see some activity earlier, but nothing happening down in the bullpen right now. 2-0 the count to Fitz.
Yeah, and Hawkinson's throwing well.
Yeah, he is. Tall lefty ready. The pitch on the way, swung on and hit hard, and that's a fair ball down the left field line. That's going to go all the way to the fence. Cam Hoyland, or Evan Cloyd, rounds third, chugging for home. The big fella crosses the plate standing, and the Sox lead it 2-0.
That was a great hustle there. I think he had to decide whether he's going to stop for some air or keep on running on that.
Yeah, well, he's getting some air in the dugout right now, I can tell you that. As a big fella, I can feel you, that's for sure. Somebody about the time that he was rounding second, about shortstop area out there, felt like somebody threw a fridge on his back. So an RBI double by Jonathan Fitz, and Jake Larson now steps up. Sox come up with a 2-out hit.
That was about 6 inches fair right there too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's 2 balls in a row down the left field line. Sox are kind of getting on this left-hander. Pitch here misses low for a ball. 1-0 the count to Jake Larson. I was reading the game notes from Joel Norman. He was talking about Mr. Larson, Mr. 2-out Larson. He drove in both of Wenatchee's runs last night with a 2-out RBI single in the 8th inning. And Mark Larson's 4th 2-out RBI base hit of the week. After 2 in his first 2 at-bats on Thursday, and another one in the first inning the day before against Bend. So
that's a hot hitter right there.
Mr. Larson, you could say larceny with that 2-out RBI potential.
Yeah.
How about that? That's pretty cool. Thanks to Joel Norman for the notes. Appreciate it.
Speaking of Mitch Haniger, do you see that he now has the career walk-off
lead? Yeah, 8 career game-winning hits for the Seattle Mariners. That's pretty awesome.
Well, and he had a walk-off walk on, I can't remember what night it was, and then the next night he came up and had a bases clearing double, I guess I would call it, to right field against Detroit to end that series.
Yeah, and that was not looking good for the Mariners at that point.
No.
Strike taken here to
Almost
Larson.
Turned it off. Luckily, I kept it back.
Well, yeah, and that's, because they've just been at times offensively so feeble, and it's such a waste of some good pitching.
Yes. But we talked about that, you and I, just recently is, against the Mets, they won tonight 12-1, and last night 4-0, and
shutout on Friday.
Yeah. So gave up 1 run.
5-0 on Friday, I think. Something like that.
I think 6.
6-0.
Yeah.
2-2 the count here to Jake Larson. He's got that runner out there, the duck on the pond, as they say, with 2 outs in the inning. So can he come up with another 2-out hit? Pitch on the way, swung on a chop to the third baseman. In on the ball is Schneider. He'll field, throw is a little bit low, but the first baseman comes up with it. Nice job by him there. And that'll retire the side. The AppleSox do get a run on 2 hits. They leave a man. We'll head to the 4th inning of play. It is 2-0 AppleSox on top of Victoria. You're watching the West Coast League playoffs on the NCWLIFE Channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
It's a great time to go into the medical profession. And this is the perfect place to start, because this is going to provide you that basic understanding in order to get into medical school, physical therapy school. So when you are ready to head on your career pathway, wherever it is, then you've already had some experience and say, oh, it's so cool. This is exactly what I want to do. So really, you're going to leave me with 13 college credits and a license with the state of Washington.
You're watching AppleSox baseball in the playoffs here on the NCWLIFE Channel, brought to you in part by Club Crow Bar and Grill, home of the Blues, Brews, Barbecue. Poker every Monday and Wednesday nights. Check out their website, clubcrowcashmere.com, for upcoming events. Along with Brandon Schmitten, Eric Granstrom with you. Thanks for joining us. And man, the atmosphere tonight here at the ballpark is electric, and that's what I was hoping for, because Wenatchee really needs the help.
Yes, for sure. It's one of the fuller nights that I've seen out here, and you hear that little rumble,
Yeah, right.
Like,
everybody's on the edge expecting something good.
Yes.
Sky Collins leads it off here in the 4th. Bunt up the first baseline. Quincy off the mound, bare hands, throws, and it is in time to get the out. Nice play by the pitcher, fielding his position.
He threw that one hard, didn't he?
Yes, that was a fastball Cloyd over there at first base right now is blowing on his glove hand. I think it's. So 1 out for Victoria. Brings up Kamana Nahaku, who is 0 for 1 with a fly out to, or pop out, I should say, to the first baseman. First pitch here swung on and fouled back. The count 0-1.
Almost got hit by a baseball and a pine cone on that one.
Do for your pleasure. Excuse me. Nahaku back in already, and the pitch misses low and inside for a ball. 1-1 to count to Nahaku.
Who knows until you get there?
Tell you, Victoria, since they came in the league several years ago, has certainly done well for themselves and always has good crowds up in, well, in Victoria, but last night in Nanaimo. The local bus company gave a free bus to the team to bus some fans up to the ball game.
That's nice.
1-2 the count here to Nahaku, and the pitch on the way. Ooh, oh my, that looked beautiful. A little bit up? Okay,
yeah.
All right. I just was so impressed by the off-speed pitch that, you know. We'll catch you up to date on what else is happening in the West Coast League. This pitch fouled away, so the count stays at 2-2 on Nahaku. Now that the postseason is here.
Oh, Ridgefield up on Corvallis.
This pitch swung on, hit in the air. Who's going to call for it? It'll be Max Hartman in shallow center. And that'll be the second out. So 2 down here in the inning. Brings up Ryan Deagle. Yeah, Ridgefield leading Corvallis at home tonight, 4-2. That's in the top of the 4th, so a long way to go at that one. Also in the South tonight, Bend and Portland are tied at 5. That one's in the bottom of the 3rd, so a lot of scoring early in that one. Swing and a miss here, or a foul tip, and the count goes to 0-1 on Deagle. Also tonight in Bellingham, Bells and Edmonton scoreless. That's in the top of the 4th. Bells trail that series 1-0. Edmonton going for the sweep. How about that? Swing and a miss here. Hefty cut. The count 0-2 on Deagle.
Who won last night between Corvallis and Ridgefield?
Well, let me tell you here, Mr. Brandon. Corvallis was the winner last night. Yeah, they beat Ridgefield 5-3. Right? Pitch here is swung on and fouled. Staying alive is Deagle. 2 down here in the 4th inning. 2-0 AppleSox on top. No runs, 2 hits, and an error for Victoria. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for Wenatchee. 0-2 the count to Deagle. And the pitch by Vasser. Tried to get him to fish on that one outside and high. Misses for a ball. 1-2 the count. Also last night, Portland jumped up on Bend, winning that one on the road 7-2 at Vince Jenna Stadium. Pitch here swung on and fouled away. I always want to say Jenna. I guess it's Vince Jenna Stadium. And we mentioned Edmonton knocked off Bellingham last night up north 3-1. How about that turnaround? To go from Edmonton all the way down to Bellingham.
No. Well, Victoria to here is not a short little jaunt either.
This is true. This is true. Yeah, the AppleSox had quite an adventure coming back from Bend the other night after they wrapped up the regular season. They headed north on the highway there. Pitch swung on, a rip to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. So Deagle aboard with a 2-out base knock. And again, for Vasser, if you're going to give up a hit, better to do it with 2 outs and nobody aboard.
3rd time, right?
Yep.
3rd time that they've had a guy on base after 2 outs.
We'll see if the AppleSox defense can make a 3rd time a charm here to retire the side.
Well, in 3 consecutive innings, too.
Yeah. Cam Schneider steps up. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit to center. That's where Quincy had that full count on him and had to throw one over the plate. And begrudgingly gave it up. This pitch swung on and hit through the gap. Seeing eye single through the left side. So back-to-back base hits for the first time tonight for the HarbourCats. They got something little going here in the 4th inning.
A little ground ball, get us out of this.
Yeah, shortstop Murasaki kind of looked like his feet were welded to the dirt out there for a moment as he was kind of trying to go towards second and then had to come back on his lean to his right. and was not able to get a piece of that baseball. And now we're going to have a conversation out on the mound. Tyler Cowley going to come out and talk to Quincy Vasser.
That was a well-placed ball, though. I don't know if he gets to that, if he even has a play.
No, because he's going opposite way and then has to stop and then throw across his body.
Do the Jeter.
Yeah, right. Which, you know, Jeter was Jeter because of Jeter. Right.
Right. It's called doing the Jeter because he was pretty good.
Yeah. I love those ads there where he's was a softball team or something like that.
Oh, yeah. It was the men's softball. Derek, you're up.
You're up. No,
not you.
Not you. Give it time, kid. So 2 on for Victoria here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Brandon was talking about the Mariners. We'll get you that wrap-up on that game as the Mariners came up with a huge win tonight. That concludes a 3-game sweep of the Mets. So the Mariners doing well. 12 runs, 12 hits tonight. Gave up a run on 6 hits for New York. Pitch here swung on and hit hard. Second baseman dives. That's going to get through, and a run possibly going to score. Max Hartman coming home with the ball. The slide is in time, and the throw a little bit late and up the first baseline, so a run's going to score. So back-to-back base hits here for Victoria, and they've got life with a run. They cut the lead in half.
Yeah, three base hits in a row.
So an RBI for Arusevic. He's the one that had the game-winning home run last night. So he comes through and bites the Sox again. Schneider winds up down at second base on the play, and that brings up Jack Varney, the catcher. Varney is 0 for 1 with a soft line out to left field. Back in the 3rd. Pitch on the way by Vasser. Check swing, he did not, and goes around for the strike. Good stop by Jonathan Fitz.
Going back to the Mariners, it's just looking over the lineup or the stats here, and looks like everybody had a hit, but poor Julio comes back after a break and goes 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts.
I mean, just to have his presence in the dugout is huge. He was just a DH in today's game as he's coming back from an high ankle injury. Pitch here, swung on a miss. Quincy Vasser maybe chewing on that gum a little bit harder here after giving up. Nothing really. Well, a couple.
The first hit was
hard, but the next 2 were kind of seeing eye singles.
Yeah.
So 0-2 the count to Varney here, and Quincy would love to get another strikeout just to end it right here. Runners hold. Pitch on the way is a check swing, and he did not go around. And I agree with the first base umpire there. He flinched, but he didn't even come close to breaking the wrists. 1-2 the count to Varney.
We can hope, though.
So home runs by Polanco, 2 by Cal Raleigh tonight, by the way, for the Mariners.
That is a huge human being.
Raleigh finishes 3 for 4 with 2 runs and 5 RBI. Pitch here is swung on and fouled at the plate. The count stays at 1-2. Let's see, one of his home runs here. 5th inning off the 7th, 1 on. Okay. 6th inning, 2 on. So a 3-run home run and a 2-run home run tonight for Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, he's impressive.
Vasser ready. The 1-2 pitch again is a curveball. This is just outside. Vassie walking off the mound on the 3rd base side. Thought, that's strike 3. Thank you very much. Not the case, though.
Definitely want to go at him here because we don't want these runners to be running.
No. With a 3-2 count. Yeah, absolutely.
Full count, 2 outs.
2-2 the count to Varney here. We just got a whiff of the burgers over there behind the AppleSox dugout. And a guy that hasn't eaten much here today and traveling from Los Angeles to here, that smells pretty darn good right now. 3-2 count to Varney. So the runners are going to go just what you feared. Vasser needs to come in with a strike. Crowd clapping to try to cheer him on here. Pitch on the way, swung on a fisted foul, and he barely got a piece of that one. Varney in survival mode on that swing.
This is where you would like to run a little trick pick play on the backside here to the first baseman, but I don't know how much they work on that.
I think Vasser's probably got that errant throw still maybe in the back of his recesses of his mind.
Got him.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3 called, and gone is Varney. And the damage limited to 1 run on 3 hits, 2 men left. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. It's now a 2-1 Wenatchee lead. You're watching the West Coast League playoffs on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and 0 emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Well, here we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. AppleSox clinging to a 1-run lead right now after Victoria came back with back-to-back-to-back base hits with 2 outs. Give the HarbourCats credit.
Yes.
Well, they're in the playoffs for a reason. They're a pretty good team.
Yeah, that's true. And good teams come up clutch in key situations, and they did there. But that being said, Vasser came out and got a big strikeout to end that inning there.
Yeah, he did. Yep, the swing and a miss to end it. Talks about the, I guess, stomach. I'll say stomach.
Yeah.
I was looking for other pieces of anatomy, but I'll say stomach
yes.
for Quincy Vasser. Bottom 3rd of the order for the AppleSox do up Hunter Friedberg, Cam Hoyland, and Kanoa Murasaki. First pitch on the way by Hawkinson, who now finds himself in a little tighter ball game. Throws the first pitch for a called strike to Friedberg. He does not like that call. There's been several that AppleSox batters have kind of lifted their eyes to the heavens. So 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. And Friedberg almost looked like he hurt himself on that swing.
Yeah, he swung hard on that one. And this is where that 3/4 comes in here. See, there's that
swing and a line drive right to the second baseman.
See how he's dropping down 3/4, almost half, and that slider is really tough. So as a hitter, you really got to work on keeping your hands inside the ball. And he did a good job on that. Hit a hard line drive there, but just right at the guy.
Rusevich makes the play out there at shortstop. Or second base, excuse me. So that'll bring up Cam Hoyland. AppleSox got a little 2-out magic in the 3rd, able to bring in their 2nd run of the ball game. Right now, that is the difference in this one. This pitch, oh my, they asked for a check swing on that? I didn't even see him offer the swing. 1-0 the count. By the way, here's another question for you, Coach, after this pitch by Hawkinson. Fastball misses inside for ball 2. Boy, that had some oomph to it.
It did.
So it's up to the umpire's discretion, right? Just because the catcher says, hey, check down with the base umpire, that doesn't mean they have to. Right?
No, you're asking, hey, can you give me some help on that?
Right.
But if the umpire's like, no, he didn't go, then you don't have to.
Right.
But the 3rd base umpire has a better view of it than the home plate umpire does, so why not ask? That was always my question, like, why not get help? I mean, somebody has a better visual than you do.
And all it takes is yes, no.
Right.
And if it's yes or no, then that changes the count one way or another, and then you play ball.
It almost becomes like, I hate to say this because I would not want to be an umpire because you hear it from the fans and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And everybody's got their own opinions, but it almost becomes an ego thing where why don't you just ask? are you afraid that you're going to be wrong? You know, but again, I wouldn't want to be an umpire.
4-pitch walk to Hoyland, and the first pitch Morisaki he takes. It's strike one. 0-1 the count to Kanoa, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out to third, but he did bring home a run in that process. This is an infield fly, and waiting to hear from an umpire.
No, there's only one person on. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shortstop makes the catch for the out.
Come on, Max.
All right, our guy.
So 2 outs, back to the top of the order for the AppleSox for Max Hartman.
I thought that ball that he hit in what inning was that?
Second.
The second inning,
drive.
yeah. I thought that was going to land. He hit that hard.
Boy, it sounded good coming off the bat. Pitch here is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count to Max Hartman. Again, that is a fan that is near our microphone, so apologies for the reaction happening down there. 0-1 the count to Max Hartman. Is 0 for 2 in the game, ground out to the line out. Hawkinson working with a runner aboard and 2 outs. This pitch misses low for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Our broadcast also brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control, living healthy, local, and pest-free. You can rest assured Harvest Valley Pest Control uses kit and pet-safe material around your home or office. Call Harvest Valley Pest Control today for a free estimate at 509-423-2207. That's 509-423-2207. Runner for first goes. The pitch swung on and hit a mile high, but the center fielder Crosland is calling for it. It comes almost in on the dirt. That's how high that ball was and shallow. Allowed him to make the catch for the out, so that'll do it for the AppleSox. They get a man aboard, they leave a man. We'll head to the 5th inning of play. It is 2-1 Wenatchee on top here in a must-win Game 2 of the West Coast League Divisional playoffs here in the North Division. We'll come back with more right after this timeout.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We're not affiliated with any of the network channels. We're a locally owned, locally managed television station who prides itself on being a reflection and a spotlight on the communities we call home here in North Central Washington. We need to thank our gold supporter, Town Auto Group. Your community, your family, your Town Auto Group. Thanks for watching the NCWLIFE Channel. Thanks for joining us for the playoffs here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Our score 2-1 as we head to the 5th frame here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Along with Brandon Schmitten, Eric Granstrom with you. Isaiah Thompson leads it off, the number 9 hitter. He'll be followed by Michael Crosland and Gunnar Antolon. And of course, for our broadcast crew, we're hoping for a chance to be back here again tomorrow night. Same bat channel, same bat time. This pitch, a line drive on the first pitch of the inning, is driven into left field for a base hit.
I would expect somebody to get up in the bullpen after that.
Yeah, considering that Victoria hit back-to-back base hits in the 4th, and they seem to be kind of keying in on Quincy Vasser, especially on the off-speed stuff right now.
Yes, yeah. And you know what? Sometimes you're throwing well, but they just got you timed up, and you might be showing your pitches unknowingly.
This is where, if you watch the Mariners play, and this is not a slight to Quincy or to Jonathan Fitz, another seeing eye single to the left side, and now quickly a couple of bodies go down towards the bullpen area to warm up here for the AppleSox back-to-back base hits. But nothing against Jonathan Fitz, but when you watch Mariner games, that is the value. I mean, Cal Raleigh hits 2 home runs tonight.
Right.
He is the big dumper, but Cal Raleigh manages that pitching staff amazingly.
He does.
And in a case like this, where a guy, they start seeing it well, he'll go out and change it.
Yeah.
He'll change the approach.
Yeah, he does. Well, and they're getting paid tens of $millions to make those adjustments too, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So another discussion on the mound here for the AppleSox. This, I think, is definitely to allow a little time for the man down in the bullpen to get some warm-up tosses in.
That's probably Mitch going to Fitz and giving him the go talk to him sign.
Warming up down to the bullpen for the AppleSox is Andrew Monson, right-hander. Pitch here bounces in for a ball on a fastball as Gunnar Antolon squared to bunt to try to get Victoria closer to tying this game up as they got a couple of runners aboard to lead off the fifth here.
And being the second hitter in the lineup, this is something that you should be accustomed to as well.
Yep, absolutely. Antolon in the right-handed batter's box will square to bunt again. Bunts it up the third baseline. Beautiful bunt. Third baseman fields and throws, and oh my!
Great play by the second baseman there too, because that was going right up the line.
Yeah,
made
absolutely.
It tough.
Absolutely. Beautiful play for the AppleSox on that one by third baseman Castagnola. That was not easy. So they do get the out. However, the sacrifice works because he moves the runners ahead 90 feet. So now runner at third or runner at second with one down. One out in the inning, so Quincy Vasser's job monumental here. Swing and a miss by Sky Collins, who's looking for his first hit tonight.
He was looking for a 7-run home run on that one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was looking for a blast. Strikeout and a ground out so far in the ball game. 0-1 to count to Collins. Vasser with the pitch. Oh, he off-speed pitch on that, and Collins was so far out in front, it's tomorrow for him. Holy cow.
Did the Bugs Bunny there. Swing twice.
0-2 to count to Collins, and boy, could Quincy Vasser use a strikeout right here.
That would be huge.
Quincy ready. Pitch on the way is in the dirt.
Great job by Fitz there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jonathan Fitz, I can't talk enough about the job he's done this summer for the Wenatchee AppleSox.
Yeah, we've had a couple of years in a row where we've had great catchers, haven't we?
Yep, definitely. So 1-2 to count to Collins. Runners at second and third. Right now it's a 2-1 ball game. Wenatchee on top. Pitch again by Vasser. Misses inside for ball two. A grumble from the crowd here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Looking for strike three. Quincy gets a sign from his catcher, Jonathan Fitz. Pitch on the way.
Nice.
Swung on a miss, and again, beautiful off-speed pitch by Quincy Vasser. 2 down in the inning.
That's huge too. Now we've got the corners can play back a little bit more, give them a little bit more range.
Fourth strikeout of the ball game by Quincy Vasser. He struck out 2 of the first 3 batters he faced. Trying to copy a little bit about what was going on last night up in Nanaimo. So 2 aboard and 2 outs. And Kimano Nahaku steps up. He's 0 for the night with a couple of fly ball outs. Pitch here. Swung on, popped up, and how about Quincy Vasser's job right here to get out of the inning and preserve a 2-1 lead.
That was huge.
That was sized large right there. We will head to the bottom of the 5th. Wenatchee 2, Victoria 1. The AppleSox breathing a sigh of relief. That sigh of relief right now sucking in some of the smoke from the barbecue that smells delicious here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. We're back after this on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Check out ClubProCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
Lifeline Ambulance has partnered with Wenatchee Valley Tech to provide EMT certification training within the high school. This opens up career opportunities in EMS, fire, and other medical fields, and gives these students a leg up when entering the workforce.
Students at Wenatchee Valley Tech, through our partnership with Lifeline Ambulance, can now earn their National Registry EMT certification.
Brandon Schmitten, we could look back. We could look back 2 days from now, and we could say that strikeout by Quincy Vasser in the top of the 5th inning with runners at 2nd and 3rd was the difference in the series.
Yes, we could. And the strikeout in the top of the 4th, too, where they had runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
First pitch here to Witten, misses low and away as Cooper steps up. He is 0 for 2 with a ground out to the fly out.
He's definitely not a kid that's afraid to be in a tough situation.
Quincy Vasser you're referring to, yeah, definitely so. This pitch misses away for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Witten. We do see activity down in the Victoria bullpen as well. 2-0 the count to Witten. Sox could sure love to get leadoff man aboard, but that fouled away, and the count goes to 2-1. James Castagnola, Evan Cloyd also due up here in the 5th for Wenatchee. As our light diminishes here in the Great Northwest, kind of a high, hazy sky today with a little smoke mixed in with clouds.
Is that smoke from the fire, or is that smoke from your hamburgers down the line?
Pitch here swung on and hit my line. Now I'm going to choke on the smoke, whatever it is coming from. Okay, fly out to left field for the first out here in the 5th. Brings up James Castagnola. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Base hit to center in the 1st. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. 1 out for the AppleSox. They scored their first run in the 2nd, added another in the 3rd. Fastball or little curveball misses low and away for a ball. 1-0 the count to Castagnola as Victoria closed the gap with a run in the 4th on an RBI by Arusevic. Pitch here swung on and hit hard. Foul right into the light stanchion. That hit the facade of the light up there.
That thing hit square on that light.
And I'm surprised we don't have glass shattering down over our cameraman Scott down there.
Yeah.
Right now. Wow. Okay. I don't know if those are GE lights or who they are, but boy, give them credit. Pitch here swung on. Look out, that's going into the net.
GE, it brings good things to life, right?
That's oh, we had that. Is there a game now that's about slogans? Famous
there
company
should be,
slogans?
yeah.
1-2 the count to Castagnola, and this pitch misses low.
And logos, too. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Like the FedEx one where it has the arrow inside there.
Right, right. Yeah, my wife and I played that. We were down in Cabo last fall, and their game night every night. They'd have you do take a screenshot on your phone, and then you could play along, and they would have the logos come up for different companies. You got to see what it is. Good. This pitch misses low apparently, and the count runs full to Castagnola at 3-2. Good eye by James. So Cal Raleigh a 3 for 4 night tonight. Also Polanco 3 for 5 night with a couple of runs. No. And check swing. Boy, that pitch just looked good by itself. But
yeah,
little up.
Little up, I think. Oh, somebody down there says it wasn't even close.
Oh, well, okay. All right. Evan Cloyd will step up. That walk, by the way. Let's see, 1 in the 1st.
1 in the
3rd
fourth?
walk of the night by Hawkinson.
He's having a good night.
He is. He's given up a couple of runs on 4 hits for the AppleSox. Pitch on the way, high for a ball. He might be tiring as Evan Cloyd watches ball 1 go high. Evans 1 for 1, walked back in the 1st and singled and scored in the 3rd. On the RBI double by Jonathan Fitz. Came with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Looks like he took a little something off of that one. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Our broadcast brought to you by Together for Youth, encouraging you to dispose of unused and expired prescriptions to protect youth and the environment. Find a kiosk near you by visiting medproject.org. 1-1 count to Evan Cloyd. They're going to toss over to the bag at first, and that's a pretty easy read on that toss over there.
That was, yes. But that I can guarantee you that wasn't his best move, right?
No, that was, I'm telegraphing this move. I am throwing over towards you right now.
Yes. I don't care if I get you out. I want you to get back just a little bit.
1-1 pitch, off speed, misses outside for a ball. 2-1 to Evan Cloyd. That's something you get good pitchers on the mound come postseason. You got to have patience at the plate.
Yes,
got to make them make the pitch. There's a better move, right? Little snap throw.
That's that one where he's stepping off, and yeah, we've talked about that a lot too. Is you want to see pitches as hitters, especially. You know, I was going to say something about Witten when he's here, he's new, and be a little bit more patient at the plate.
Yeah,
would be my suggestion to him. Is just
like you
see
say,
a couple more pitches.
New to the team, wants to make a difference. Get maybe a little over eager.
Exactly.
At the plate. 3-1 the count to Cloyd. 1 on, 1 out for the AppleSox at a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch on the way, low, ball 4. So back-to-back walks, and that might be the one that gets the hook for Mr. Hawkinson. We'll see.
I would assume so.
Todd Haney is the head coach for Victoria. I do not see a head popping out of the dugout just yet. Hawkinson looking over towards the dugout like, okay,
And they're, I think they just did the same thing to their catcher. Said, hey, go have a chat, would you?
Yeah. Stall.
Yeah.
Yeah. In radio and TV land, you take your hands together like you're pulling a piece of gum, and you pull it away from each other. Your hands go away from each other, so you're stretching it.
There you go.
It. So we need to stretch. We need to stall.
Make your pauses in between each word longer.
Well, Jonathan Fitz, meanwhile, he's coming off a great at-bat in his last plate appearance back in the 3rd with an RBI double. And wouldn't extra base hit go well now?
That would be nice.
We're not going to see it from this pitcher because here comes Coach Haney out of the dugouts, and we're going to get a pitching change. So we'll take a 60-second break, tell you who the new pitcher on the mound will be as the AppleSox lead it 2-1 and threatening here in the 5th. You're watching West Coast League playoff baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Well, a new pitcher on the mound here for Victoria.
Jacob Thompson.
Looks like it's Jacob Thompson wearing number 26. So Hawkinson's night is over. He's still responsible for the 2 base runners out there as Thompson takes over. And we'll get you the numbers on Mr. Thompson here for the HarbourCats. By the way, Victoria, they spell HarbourCats, typically Canadian, H-A-R-B-O-U-R, and then capital C-A-T-S. It's all one word, HarbourCats.
And so that was one of the things that you've spoke about many a times, how there's double capital letters within the names of many of these
Many
teams.
of the teams, the mascots and the teams, including the AppleSox, by the way.
One word, but 2 capitals.
We said this is Jacob Thompson?
Yes.
Okay. There he is. 6'2", 215-pound freshman from Minot State. You know, you're curious sometimes, for me all the time, about these guys, and how does a kid from Minot State end up in Victoria, BC for the summer?
Well, he's from North Saanich, is that what it is? British Columbia, so.
There you go. He's got a record of 4-1, by the way. He started some games this year? No, just a reliever. This is his 13th appearance of the summer. In 20 innings, 20 2/3, has a 3.48 earned run average.
Definitely has a different look than Hawkinson. He's more straight up over the top and obviously right-handed.
Right-handed as opposed to lefty, and he's quickly gone up 0-2 on Fitz. Runners at first and second hold. Pitch swung on and lifted in the air to left center field. Going to drop down for a base hit. Grounding third and hitting for home. Here comes the throw. Going to be cut off. Standing and scoring is Castagnola. AppleSox extend the lead to 3-1.
Jonathan Fitz again coming up big.
RBI for Fitz, his second of the ball game, and man, that was big.
Yeah.
Behind in the count 0-2, and drills one to left center field. Down to second goes Cloyd. That'll bring up Jake Larson. Larson 1 for 2 tonight with a base hit and a ground out. He has scored, and this pitch curveball misses low and away for a ball. 1-0 the count. I asked our producer back in the studio, Malcolm Whitehall, if we want to turn that crowd mic off. And he says, well, no, because, I mean, he's fine.
Yeah, he's been appropriate.
We're getting what we want from natural sound from the field. Pitch swung on and hit hard, but foul.
Like that sound right there.
Yeah, that sound.
That's a baseball sound, a neat one right there, isn't it?
Struck ball. You know, and I miss going to Grays Harbor for their ballpark there. We talked about this, I think, before.
Yep.
But Grays Harbor Rain used to have a team. That was their team name, the Rain, in the PIL days. And Olympic Stadium out there. Pitch swung on and hit there to right field, and that is going to get out for a base hit. Rounding third, they're going to hold the runner at third base, even though the throw got away from the cutoff man.
You have to hold him there as a coach, though. That's a good decision.
So Jake Larson with a base hit to right. You got good eyes there, Coach. You saw that was going to get out. I thought the right fielder had a chance to catch it.
Yeah, that's one thing that we always preach to is, as base runners, you saw the base runners going on that right when the ball was hit. You've got to do a good job of checking your outfielders, because some, like you see here, the left fielder's really shallow, but right fielder and center fielder are pretty deep here. So
first pitch to Friedberg,
that gives you a little bit of an advantage.
Sure.
You know, so.
Absolutely. And typically, and the HarbourCats know this, typically the ball carries to right field here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. This pitch, curveball, beautiful, strike 2 called. And Friedberg knew it. He's behind the count 0-2. Well, just because you're behind in the count, the AppleSox has shown tonight, that doesn't matter necessarily.
Exactly.
And run in for Wenatchee to add to the lead here. It's 3-1 now. So we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. This fastball misses just inside. Man, that snapped the webbing in the glove.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of power coming from his lower half here, it looks like.
1-2 the count to Friedberg. With the bases jammed of AppleSox, they could break it open here in Game 2 of the West Coast League Divisional Playoffs. This pitch misses outside. Good take by Friedberg, evens the count at 2-2.
It says he's 6'2", but he doesn't look that tall to me.
No, he doesn't, but he's well built though, too.
He is,
so.
yeah.
You know, I tell my wife that all the time, because I'm taller than you think, but, you know, the circumference kind of takes away from it. Pitch on the way, swung on, a fly ball to left center field, is going to drop in for a base hit, and score probably 2. As the throw comes in, it's cut off, sliding hit first safely is Jonathan Fitz. The AppleSox extend the lead by 2 runs here in the 5th
inning. Huge right there. You know, great effort by the left fielder there too, and a ball like that, you know, sometimes you question, should I dive for that or not? Kind of like we were talking about the Detroit.
Yeah.
Now the one in Detroit
shouldn't have dove
for it.
No way.
Ball was hit too hard. That one kind of was looping a little bit, so it's not going to get away from him
you're up
too
by
much.
2 runs at that point. There's no need to dive for that baseball.
Yeah.
He's trying to be the hero, and they had the hero the night before, robbing Cal Raleigh of a 2-run home run.
Yeah.
So the AppleSox still bat here as Cam Hoyland steps up, takes the first pitch. Bender in for a strike, 0-1 to count. Cam sacrifice bunt, beautifully done in the 2nd inning, and he walked in the 4th. Hoyland back and ready, pitch to him, swung on a hit hard. That's going to get through for a base hit. And they're going to try to score the run. Right fielder up with a ball, and no throw coming into the home plate area. Ball got away from the infield. Now they're going to try to score another, and he is out at home. Got a little greedy, did the AppleSox and Hunter Friedberg, as Cam Hoyland made his way to second base. They were trying to find the baseball out there.
I like the heads up on Cam on that one because there was nobody at second base there, but when you've got 3 hits in a row, you kind of want to stay home at third base on that. But
so 9-4-2 on the put out on Friedberg at home. That's the 2nd out. Give an RBI to Cam Hoyland, who moves down to second base on the throw. And Kanoa Morisaki steps up, looking for his first hit tonight. He's got a ground out and a pop out.
It's 4 singles in a row for us.
Pitch swung on, popped up into left field, backing up. You talked about the left fielder being shallow.
Yeah.
And now Thompson backs up, makes the catch for the out. But the AppleSox add 4 more here in the inning. So they lead it now 6-1 over Victoria here in game 2, trying to push to a game 3. We've got still plenty of outs to get. You're watching West Coast League playoff baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCWLIFE app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCWLIFE app now.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
We're back here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. The AppleSox add more here in the 5th frame tonight, as Wenatchee scored a run in the 2nd, scored a run in the 3rd, and then added 4 more big runs here in the 5th inning as we head to the top of the 6th inning. And I think that run differential and scoring those 4 runs probably is why Quincy Vasser is still out there.
You're very correct on that.
First pitch swung on and fouled back by Deagle.
And his ability to get out of those innings with those strikeouts like we were talking about.
That's true. And then you're also in the process of saving arms for tomorrow. And you got to look ahead too. If you're Coach Darlington, you got to look at the potential. You got to be positive. We're going to win tonight. We're going to win tomorrow. We're going to have arms ready to go on Wednesday for the North Championship too.
Yes. And you know, we talked about this earlier too. It's not how many hits you get, it's when you get those
they
hits.
come, right.
And
swung on a well-hit ball, left center field, long run for the left fielder.
Oh, did he catch that?
He caught it.
Wow, what a catch by Cam Hoyland.
Cam Hoyland.
Wow.
You notice Max Hartman didn't even run after it.
He didn't move at all.
No, it's all you, Cam. Good luck, buddy.
Wow, what a catch.
So put a star next to that one as Cam Hoyland tracks down a ball that was crushed.
Yeah.
1 out here in the 6th. A long, loud out. Line drive here through the right side for a base hit. So Schneider aboard. That's three hits in the game for Cam Schneider.
He's having a day, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. That'll bring up Kareem or Rusevic. Rusevic is 1 for 2 with an RBI single in his last at bat in the fourth to score Victoria's only run in the ballgame. AppleSox again up 6-1 right now. Hoping to hold it right there. Quincy Vasser with a pitch. Runner goes. Pitch swung on, and that was a great run and hit right there by Victoria. The right fielder did not come up with the ball cleanly, but the runner at second was looking not at his coach. And that's a rule for you kids. Always look for your base coach.
Yeah, especially when a ball's hit behind you.
Yeah, especially when it's a run and hit, for God's sake.
Yeah. Ball's in front of you, that's your decision. Ball behind you is going to be the coach's decision.
So Victoria by right should have runners at the corners right now, but just runners at first and second.
Hopefully defensively we can make them pay for that here.
Yeah. Turn 2. Mr. Barney up. He's 0 for the night so far. First pitch is in the dirt. Nice stop again by Jonathan Fitz. 1-0 the count to Barney.
I would have to think that if Quincy doesn't get this out here, then they'll go to the bullpen. He's got the signal from the protective player down there that he's ready to go.
Right-hander warming up down to the bullpen for the AppleSox. This pitch misses high and inside for a ball. 2-0 the count to Varney. 2 on, 1 out. Top of the 6th. Sox on top, 6-1.
And you know how much more important now is that catch by Cam Hoyland, too.
Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, after that, back-to-back hits. Curveball here is in there for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. Well, there's no guessing the grit and determination of the man on the mound right now for the Wenatchee AppleSox. Quincy Vasser has proven that in his 3 years in an AppleSox uniform, and has proved it again this summer. 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses away for ball 3.
Got a little giddy up on that one, didn't he?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And maybe they talked about it in the dugout about kind of changing the approach a little bit. 3-1 count to Varney here. Runners at first and second hold. The pitch is in the dirt inside, and that could be the night here for Quincy Vasser. Because that loads the bases. As Naziah Thompson will step up. Thompson is 1 for 2 tonight. He popped out to the catcher, and a base hit down the left field line. Well, so far no movement coming from the dugout side of the diamond here from the third base dugout. So Quincy's going to get the number 9 hitter, and he'll start him off with a curveball for a strike. Of course, the Sox are 1 pitch away from a double play ending the frame here.
That's true.
0-1 to count to Thompson. Pitch on the way by Vasser. Swung on and hit
there
right back to Quincy. He'll underhand to Fitz. Throw to first. Double play. Well, you don't see it very often, but that's a 1-2-3.
1-2-3.
Double play.
Big players make big plays, don't they? Oh, man.
The medal of Mr. Vasser shines brightly here tonight. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Sox on top 6-1. You're watching AppleSox Playoff Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hey, man. How's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
AmeriCorps allows me to make a huge impact on my community and kickstart my career.
AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to use my skills for the greater good.
Serving in AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to help in my community. Take a few minutes to see how you can help your community.
AmeriCorps does vital work in our region. You can make a difference. Join today and make the impact.
new pitcher in the ball game here for Victoria. Taking over on the mound is
Dustin
Davidson.
Looks like a replica of Hawkinson, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's just one number shy, right?
Yeah.
45 was Hawkinson. 44 is this young man.
Same hair, same build, everything.
Yeah.
Same 3/4 slot.
Are they brothers from another mother?
They might be.
You got the deal going on here. Davidson trying to find him on the sheet here. There he is. 6'6", 220. Originally from BC, so he's a homegrown boy, sophomore at Brookhaven College. He's 1-1 with a 4.76 ERA. This will be his 9th game appearance for the HarbourCats. This pitch 5 2/3. 3 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts, 6 walks though.
Yeah.
So the AppleSox probably need to keep a close eye here. Max Hartman will start it off top of the order for Wenatchee. After, by the way, Wenatchee brought 8 men to the plate in the 5th inning and scored 4 runs. And those are 4 huge runs right now. Hartman looking for his first safe base hit of the night. He's got, what I think, 4 double, let's see, what do I want to say here? 4 multi-hit games in a row. There you go.
That's impressive.
That's Joel Norman information right there. Yeah, so Max has played well. And he tried to drag himself aboard right there.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Why not? Get aboard.
I mean, that's one of those things that...
And a new pitcher on the mound.
Right, and a lefty, too. He's going to be falling off to the left-hand side. You push that right to the second baseman, and there's it's no man's land.
0-1 to count here to Hartman after it goes foul. Pitch here is fouled up. Excuse me, goodness. Fouled into the net. So 0-2 count to Hartman here, and boy, this guy that time dropped real sidearm.
Yes.
So we'll see if he goes even further to the side here on an 0-2 pitch. And he does, and fools Hartman.
Pitch.
And a swing and a miss as he was out in front of that string pulled in front of him. 1 out for Wenatchee brings up Cooper Witten.
It'd be interesting to see his numbers for right-handed hitters versus left-handed hitters. I bet you his left-handed hitters don't hit very well against him. It's kind of like Randy Johnson.
Yeah, well, that big fella on the mound. Yeah, exactly. 6'6", and that arm slot coming right behind your belt loops on your pants. And then comes in. First pitch is a called strike to Cooper Witten. Cooper also 0 for the night, so the top 2 hitters for Wenatchee who've done so well here over the last week or so have been held quiet. They even did well last night, so they've been held quiet here tonight. Pitch on the way, swung on, and a fly ball
softly into
to the right
there.
Fielder. And Collins over to his left will field and make the out. So 2 up, 2 down for the AppleSox.
Yeah, remember the All-Star game where Randy Johnson was pitching against John Kruk and threw right over the top of his head?
Yeah, and Kruk put his helmet on backwards.
Yep.
Castagnola steps up. Pitch on the way to him is in the dirt and goes past the catcher all the way to the backstop.
Even birds aren't even safe when Randy Johnson was pitching, right?
That's right. That was a preseason game, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Play.
But just remember the explosion of that poor bird.
The feathers. Randy says he's had a hard time with that. It actually really affected him mentally.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He's an animal guy. And
yeah.
He didn't want to kill a bird, obviously.
Right.
It's kind of like when you're a kid and you've got the slingshot and you're out with your buddy.
Yeah.
And, hey, let's try to hit that bird. And then you actually hit the bird and you kill it and then you feel bad. And my buddy Rusty and I, we had that happen. Oh, God, we're both, oh, come on, Mr. Bird. Come on,
come back to life.
Yeah, exactly. We put the slingshots away.
We had a situation like that down at Walla Walla. We were taking infield, outfield, hit a ball to right field. Our second baseman picked up the ball and threw it to third, and hit a bird and killed it.
Oh gosh!
So, and that wasn't coming at 97 miles an hour. Just.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, if you haven't seen that before, it is pretty graphic, but it is on YouTube. Just look up Randy Johnson and Seagull. Pitch here misses outside for ball 4. So a 2-out walk by Castagnola. Good eye there.
Definitely not PETA approved, is it?
No.
Couple walks for Casanola. He's having a good night.
Yeah, he is.
3 times on base and
1 strikeout to throw in there.
Yeah.
Evan Cloyd steps up. Evan scored twice tonight for the AppleSox.
Speaking of 3 times on base.
Yeah. Pitch to him is missing outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. That's the only thing that mystifies me about a sidewinder, is that ability to do it consistently. I mean, it seems very difficult to control that when you're coming from such a wide angle like that.
Yeah, but if that's what you've done your whole life,
well, yeah,
right?
That's true.
I mean, we talk about weird things, and I was talking to the golf pro over at Wenatchee Country Club, and he was saying that this guy that he got taught by was a cross-handed golfer.
Ooh.
So it's unconventional, but if that's what you know, then
running from first will go as the ball got away from the catcher. That hit him in the glove. That's going to be a pass ball.
Yeah.
On Varney. To
yes.
allow
so if you're
Signola down to second base.
If you're used to doing something your whole entire life, then my dad tells me I'm a terrible fisherman because I reel with my right hand when I'm using a casting reel.
Oh, did you change the reel over to the right side? Or did you buy a right-handed casting reel?
No, I cast it and then switch it over. I don't do it the correct way, let's just say that.
Wait a minute. Do you have the reel and the bail on the top of the rod as you reel it in?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. You would laugh at me too, Eric.
Oh. We'll have to work on it. 3-1 to count.
Believe me, my dad's yelled at me multiple times.
Did he call you a gomer? Pitch here,
something close.
Back to the mound, and the pitcher will run half the way to the bag at first. And that'll retire the side for Wenatchee. They get a runner aboard on a walk. They'll leave a man, and nothing doing for Wenatchee here in the 6th. To the 7th we go. Wenatchee on top, 6-1. You're watching the playoffs, West Coast League version on the NCWLIFE Channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
AppleSox baseball on the television, brought to you by Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Caught in a conflict, family, housing, business? Call Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center at 509-888-0957 for help. Well, 6-1 is the score, and Quincy Vasser is still out on the mound, and Brandon Schmitten, you're bringing up a very interesting point as we went to break there about why in the world Quincy would still be out there pitching for the AppleSox.
Yeah, you know, like I was saying, this could be his last go at it for AppleSox.
Not just this summer.
Right.
Ever.
Right, exactly. And
so you could be watching history right now because he holds the record for innings pitched. He holds the record for strikeouts. Pitch here, swung on, foul back, and the count. Oh, you could have had that, Brandon.
I could have. Inspector Gadget arms. Yeah, you know, this could be his last go. So, and he has the character of, I want this.
Yeah.
And
well, especially the way he ended that last frame with a double
1, 2,
play
3.
ball. The double
I liked how he bowled it up too.
2-2 the count to Michael Crosland, who's make that 2 for 3 in the ball game. Swing and a miss. And how about a strikeout to add to the ledger of the legend, Quincy Vasser.
And you can just see how excited he is about that too. That's why he doesn't want to come out of the game.
Yeah, definitely not. So that is his 5th strikeout of the night, and just continues to add to his ledger that will probably never be broken for the AppleSox. But you say that, and then of course somebody comes along. Pitch here is in there for a strike to Antolon. 0-1 the count to Gunner, who is 0 for the night. Here comes the 0-1 pitch on the way by Vasser. Strike 2 called.
Yeah, because pitchers, especially during the summertime, they're going to need to have an appropriate amount of rest time. And like you said, he may be a guy that if we make it to Friday, he would want to pitch in that game and relief or whatever.
Yeah.
But
he'll tell Mitch Darlington that, okay, yeah, I may have thrown 107 pitches on Sunday, but I'm ready.
Exactly.
I'm ready. Give me an inning.
Yep.
Give me a chance. And he's ever since he was a kid always wanted to pitch for the Wenatchee AppleSox.
Really?
He grew up in Brewster, and there's been some Brewster, the Hawkins.
Hawkins Gebbers.
That played here. Hawkins Gebbers, and John Gebbers was part of the original AppleSox back in the early days. Pitch here swung on a grounded to the second baseman. To his left is Larson. Throw to first in time. So he always wanted to be an AppleSox.
That's awesome.
And then, you know, getting that opportunity and talking to him in his first season, I was over on the third base dugout in our location where we used to be, and he came out and he threw a couple innings in a non-league game, and then I asked him if he would come up and join me on the broadcast. So he did. He sat there for 3-4 innings. We talked about baseball. We talked about Brewster. We talked about Brewster basketball. We talked a little bit about everything, and it was apparent, the look in his eye, he was so happy to be in a Wenatchee uniform for the Wenatchee AppleSox. And your point is so well taken. This could be the very last time he ever pitches in a Wenatchee uniform.
Right. Yeah.
0-2 pitch on the way is just missing.
Kind of dropped down a little bit on that one, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Sky Collins at the plate right now for Victoria with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. How about Quincy Vasser possibly finishing his AppleSox career appropriately enough with a strikeout. Fans will take their stretch here at the ballpark. AppleSox lead at 6-1 over Victoria. You're watching the West Coast League Divisional Playoffs on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Check out clubprocashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtimes. Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
And we're back here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium with AppleSox playoff baseball, brought to you in part by Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center, a regional hub for career and technical education programs that equip high school age students with personal, workplace, and technical skills. Give them a call today at 509-662-8827. In fact, welcome to the broadcast tonight to an alum from the Technical Skills Center and their video production class. We've got Nijay Sullivan, who is part of our crew here tonight. And Nijay, a proud product of Eric Link and the program out there at the Tech Center. So welcome, Nijay, and welcome to our broadcast. Jonathan Fitz takes the first pitch.
That's a double.
Down the right field line, and it is foul. Just barely.
Dang it.
Foul. Hey, your eyes fooled you that time.
They did. Oh, man.
A long strike to Jonathan Fitz as we have yet another new pitcher in the ball game here for Victoria. You tell me this is number 49?
Yes.
Okay.
Willem Hiker looks to me like.
Okay. H-U-I.
H-E-I. K-E-R.
K-E-R. Okay. Willem.
Yeah.
That's probably a good, appropriate Canadian name.
Heilker. There's an L in there, too.
Oh. Heilker. H-E-I-L-K-E-R?
Yes.
Okay.
Everett Community College.
All right. Heilker taking over here. Hawkinson is on the hook for this one for Victoria. Fastball high and inside.
I was watching him during his warm-ups, and multiple balls were finding the backstop, but at a very high velocity.
Okay. So watch your chin music here, Mr. Fitz. Ooh, look out. And there it came, right at it. That'll put a hitch in your giddy up.
Just a bit outside. Now I know that was inside. But.
That's okay. we get the point.
Yeah.
2-1 to count as Fitz leads it off here in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch swung on a fly ball to left center. Coming in is Crosland. He'll make the catch for the out. And that's something we found, like in the Mariner game, that you can't always assume they're going to make the catch out there in center field.
Yes.
Man, that was something else.
That was
I forgot
that was that same game.
Yeah, the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the final
miscommunication.
out, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th for Seattle. And fly ball to right center. And somebody, I don't know if it was somebody in the crowd, said, I got it.
Yeah.
Or what, but the center fielder pulled off. And the ball falls simply between the two of them. Jake Larson puts a charge in this one, but it's on 2 hops to the shortstop. He'll field and throw for the outs. And boy, we've seen some good defense here on both sides of the diamond.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Anilon, he's very, very smooth out there. I like the way his hands reached out for that one because it was a little short hop there, and he made a couple big or good plays in that first inning, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Heilker is 2 up, 2 down here in his inning so far. Hunter Friedberg steps up, swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. The count 0-1. Friedberg has had a couple of moments at the plate tonight where he's kind of been disgusted with himself.
Yeah.
He's having a little self-conversation out there.
It kind of looks on those swings. See how he's, and I don't know if this is his traditional swing or not, but he's striding out.
Yeah.
And so he's slicing everything down the left field line. And he did that on that lefty too, understandably against that lefty, but here you'd like to see him go more.
Well, he had a 2-run single last time up, and this pitch is swung and grounded to the second baseman, smothers it, but he will not have a throw in time over there at first base.
And you know, I was being critical of his swing there, and I don't know if that's something he does all the time or not, you know.
Sure.
But when you go 3 for 4, you can tell the announcer to shut up.
Yeah. Yes. Put it in your ear hole.
That's right.
So Cam Hoyland will step up with 1 on and 2 outs for the AppleSox. They've had some 2-out magic here in this game so far, here this evening. Cam contributing an RBI single in his last at bat in the 5th. Had a sac bunt and a walk other than that tonight for Cam. Behind in the count here after fouling the first one off 0-1. I apologize for my little coughing fits here tonight, but anybody who travels knows that airplane air is not a lot of fun. Pitch here misses high for a ball, 1-1 the count. Well, you spent how much time when you went to Europe on a plane?
Oh, that was a long
12
time.
hours?
Yeah, it was 16, I think, between all the stoppages and stuff like that.
1-1 to count to Cam Hoyland here. Pitch on the way outside. 2-1 to count to Hoyland. Cam had the catch of the century here earlier tonight. Turned out to be a run-scoring inning for Victoria, but it could have been a lot worse had he not tracked that one down on the first batter.
And you know what? I don't think they scored that inning.
No, they did. They
did.
They eventually got base hit, and then scored a run. So you mentioned, man, think if he hadn't caught that.
Right. Yeah, well, and we have that play there, and then the play by Quincy Vasser to end that inning, the 1-2-3.
Yep, the double play. 3-1 to count to Cam Hoyland. Back in the left-handed batter's box, pitch on the way to one.
Oh, that's gone.
Low hit ball to right field, and this one will go away. Cam Hoyland. You could almost tell that one off the bat.
Yeah, for sure. That was hit hard.
You know, the funny part about Cam Hoyland and his home run there, Cam Hoyland in the roster for Wenatchee is listed as
a pitcher.
A pitcher.
Has he pitched this year?
Oh, yeah. He's
Game
1-2 with
okay.
a 4.6 ERA. 2-run home run for Cam Hoyland. And now if you're Mitch Darlington, let's just get the final 6 outs and be done. Let's get on tomorrow.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, you could hear the sound of that one off the bat, and you just knew that that ball was hit well. And did you see the right fielder on that? He threw his hands up in the air like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, buddy, it was over your head.
And I don't think he did see it because that was a rocket off the bat and was up in the ionosphere before you could say meow.
Ionosphere?
Yeah, the ionosphere, you know, that layer above, you know, that keeps the world together, keeps the air in and things like that. You know, I learned that from radio and going to radio school. Is that like AM signals travel far at night?
Yes.
Okay, the ionosphere expands at night because it doesn't have the let's see, does it expand at night or does it cool? It cools and allows it to
bounce off of
it.
it?
Yeah, so it bounces off the ionosphere. That's why you'll be sitting at home or in your car and you can tune in a radio station from Texas. This pitch swung on and hit the line drive right to the left fielder. And that'll be it for Morisaki and for the AppleSox. But a very loud, ringing 2-run home run by Cam Hoyland adds to the total for Wenatchee. They now lead it 8-1 as we head to the 8th. It's the West Coast League playoffs on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Quincy Vasser still out there.
How do you think like an entrepreneur?
I have had it in mind starting my own business. This is all really good to know right now. I am currently making a vision board. I am talking about my well-being, my personal finances, and habits that I would like to work on and to improve myself to be a better entrepreneur.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCWLIFE app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCWLIFE app now.
Well, as you heard my partner utter before we went to the commercial break, Quincy Vasser's still out there. You know, it's worth looking online here to see if they have the pitch count for Quincy. I know they keep track of balls and strikes, so we can get at least an idea of the game live on the West Coast League's stat board here.
Not updated yet.
Not updated yet. Okay, so we'll wait on that update. And a couple of pitches and a ball and one. 1 ball, 1 strike count to Nahaku. Kamana is 0 for the night, and he has popped everything up so far. Swings and misses there. The count of 1 and 2. Is Quincy getting better? Is that
I think he might be. He's at 102 pitches right now, too.
Holy buckets.
Yeah.
I mean, he is setting the example for his teammates, saying, look, this is what I can do, and this is what you can do. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Gone looking with the 7th strikeout of the night.
Can I help you?
Nahaku, the victim of the bender, off the hand of Quincy Vasser.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts in the last 2 innings. or inning and a third, I guess I should say.
Right. Pitch by Vasser here to the left-handers, popped up in the infield. Who's going to call for it? It will be the second baseman, and he'll make the catch for the out, Larson. And Quincy loves this. You know, let me throw one pitch and get it out here. Well, we talk about the ability of Quincy Vasser and his strikeout capability, and it's just dominant. This pitch swung on and chopped off the plate. Tough play for the shortstop. In is Marisaka. The throw to first base in time for the out. Quincy Vasser gets through another frame for the AppleSox. He may try to go all 9 here tonight. We are through 7.5 in Wenatchee, and the AppleSox lead at 8-1 over Victoria. We're back after this on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We're not affiliated with any of the network channels. We're a locally owned, locally managed television station who prides itself on being a reflection and a spotlight on the communities we call home here in North Central Washington. We need to thank our gold supporter, Town Auto Group. Your community, your family, your Town Auto Group. Thanks for watching the NCWLIFE Channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Well, Luke Hayhow, all the way from down under, will take over here. Does he throw down under?
No, he throws hard, though.
With a lot of gusto. I think he burned the net behind home plate a moment ago.
Yeah.
So Luke Hayhow will be the 5th pitcher of the night here for Victoria. I wouldn't say they're burning arms, but I would say they're using arms here tonight as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the order for the AppleSox. Max Hartman, Cooper Witten, and James Castagnola due up here for Wenatchee. And for Mr. Hartman, you know, he's got a 4-game multi-hit string going. I'm sure he'd love to at least get a base hit.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep his hitting streak alive.
You know, he's had one hard hit ball tonight, but been kept at bay a little bit by him. So yeah, it's always nice to get that base hit and keep that streak going. Just a mentality thing, right? If you go 0 for 4 or 0 for 5, feels a lot different than if you get one hit.
Yeah. So Hartman will step up, looking for his first hit of the night. He tried to drag himself aboard in his last attempt, ended up striking out. So he will be the first man that Hayhow will see. And the first pitch by the big right-hander on the way. Inside, missing for ball 1.
I wish we had that TrackMan so we could see the velocity.
I know it. We'll get you up to date on some of the other games happening across the playoff spectrum in the West Coast League in a moment. This pitch is right down the middle for a strike, and that's got to be 95.
Yeah,
I mean, that's got a lot of oomph to it.
It does.
Corvallis leading in the bottom of the 7th against Richfield in the South Divisional playoffs. 9-5 now is the score in that one. Curveball here misses low. Ball 2, 2-1 to count to Hartman. Portland all over Bend tonight, 16-6, as the Pickles try to wrap up that series with a sweep. Meanwhile, Bellingham coming back, and they lead Edmonton 2-0. That's at Joe Martin Field tonight. That is in the bottom of the 8th inning. So the Bells trying to even that series at a game apiece. Swing and a miss by Hartman there. Man, I think he fanned the whole audience with that swing of the bat.
He took a big swing at that one.
The 2-2 wind and delivery from Hayhow coming. And that's low and inside. Good eye by Hartman.
Hey, walk her off, Max. Here we go.
Cooper Witten waiting on deck. AppleSox double digits in hits tonight with 10. 8 runs, 2-run home run by Cam Hoyland, the last frame. This pitch swung on. There you go.
I thought maybe that was going to get over.
Maybe Hartman finally got his base hit, but no. Soft line out to the third baseman. So 1 out here in the 8th. Brings up Cooper Witten. Are you a betting man?
Betting that he's going to get a hit?
No, betting that Quincy Vasser is going to come out and work the ninth inning.
Oh.
That's 100,
so.
what, 5
105,
pitches?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of pitches. See, I don't know if he's got Vanguard, you know, he goes to Vanguard University. I don't know if he's got time left in the bottle down at Vanguard or what the case may be. 1-0 the count here to Witten.
And so you think, too, he's had some pretty stressful innings.
He has. He has. But the last
one
two
was,
pretty quick. Pitch here is low for a ball.
So that's one thing that you got to realize too. You know, if a guy throws stressful innings, it's going to be harder on the body and on the mind and everything than if you come out there and go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Victoria had some deep counts. They worked on him in the one inning where they got back-to-back singles. Pitch here is a strike. Man,
that's popping the glove.
Yes,
Holy
it
cow.
is. Yes, it is. So Wenatchee up 8-1 and trying to push this to a Game 3, all-determined Game 3 tomorrow here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Come out to the ballpark on a Monday night. Pitch on the way is high for a ball. 3-1 the count to Witten.
Yep, I agree. See some pitches. See some pitches.
How? Right-hander set, working from the stretch, even though there's nobody on the base paths. Pitch swung on it, chopped off the plate. Boy, we've seen a lot of those tonight that went in fair territory off the plate.
Yes.
If you could do it on purpose, like Ichiro seemed to do a lot.
He could do whatever he wanted to, couldn't he? Jeez, that guy was amazing.
He's like, I compare him, strangely, I compare him to like Michael Dixon, the punter for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
That guy can put a ball anywhere, and he could put a spin on it that could do so many different
sideways.
things. Yeah, I mean, like a pitching wedge.
Yeah.
Pitch here.
I wish I could hit a pitching wedge as well as he could punt.
I know. Swung on it and fouled into the dugouts on the first base side here. So the count stays at 3-2 on Cooper Witten.
Yeah, Ichiro, I bet you he could still come out and play.
He'd get a hit.
Yeah.
He'd get a hit. He might not be quite as fast as he was, but I bet he's faster than most.
And I bet you he's more flexible than anybody that's in the major leagues right now, too. Gosh.
You went to the game yesterday. Was he there?
I didn't see him. We were sitting down the left field line, so didn't see him. But I tell you, if you have an opportunity to go to a game and watch Randy Arozarena and Julio Rodriguez play, I think that's going to be just an awesome thing. We've talked multiple times about guys loving the game, and
I think getting hit by the pitch was Castagnola.
People loving the game, and then the number of balls that teams go through in a game, right?
Yeah. Right.
Randy Arozarena, after every inning, he'd warm up, and every time with that ball, he would chuck it up in the crowd. And then the rule is anytime a ball hits the ground in Major League Baseball, it has to be taken out. Right. So a ground ball to, say, Dylan Moore last night, throw it across to first base, they'd throw it around the horn. Dylan would get the ball last. He would throw it to Randy Arozarena, and Randy would throw it up into the crowd. So I bet last night Randy Arozarena threw out 25 balls, maybe 30 balls into the crowd.
I was listening to a broadcast for the Mariners here after Justin Turner joined the team, and they were on the road still at the time. I think they were in Boston, and they were talking about Justin Turner doing the same thing and throwing balls into the crowd. And there was a discussion about how there was a Mariner fan who had a jersey on, and he was clear up in the upper concourse.
Yep.
And he threw a ball right to him.
Yeah. Well, that was last night. Randy was throwing him up above the Edgar, what's that called?
Hair Cafe? Edgar's Landing.
Edgar's Landing, yeah. He was throwing them up there to guys, throwing them up. Yeah, so and they were hitting people spot on with it.
That's why they're pros, right?
Yeah, but just the love of the game. It was so incredible to see. My friend actually went back to Boston and went to a game.
Yeah.
And he was saying, Randy Arozarena, like if somebody says, hey, Randy, how's it going, man? He'll look over and say, hey. You know, he acknowledges everybody. It was just great to see something like that. It was kind of like Ken Griffey Jr., you know? you could tell that they
on a hit to the right side. The second baseman smothers it, throws from his knees
play.
in time. Wow, what a play
Great
by Orasuvras over there at second base. My goodness. Runners move up 90 feet. 2 outs now in the inning. Arusovic, I mean, that was, again, another stellar play. It might come in a losing performance, but, I mean, that's just got to give you confidence in your ability to play on this field.
Right, and this is why they're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Plays like that. Because a play like that can mean the difference between a win or a loss.
Yes.
Pitch here goes all the way to the backstop. Here comes the runner home. The throw home is not in time. Not a run's going to score. AppleSox up 9-1. Whitten comes home on the wild pitch. Moving down to third base goes Castagnola. That's good heads-up running by the AppleSox.
Yes, for sure. And you never know what it's going to do off this backstop here, too.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it dies. Sometimes it kicks hard. You just don't know.
If it hits the net, it's going to drop straight down, or does it hit the padding and bounce back hard at you?
Want to know the count to Fitz here. Chance to pick up another RBI. This pitch is in there for a strike, and the count even to Fitz at 1-1.
So that's the important thing. Like, if you can watch the runner at third base here, as the pitch is crossing the plate, his momentum is going towards the plate instead of getting a huge lead like some.
This pitch swung on a hit in the air to right field. That's going to be right at the right fielder. Collins will make the squeeze, and that'll do it. So the AppleSox trying to retire 3 more batters and extend this series to game 3 tomorrow. The question is, will it be Mr.
coming out?
It'll be Quincy Vasser trying to complete the game that he started about 2.5 hours ago. We'll take a break and come back. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in. Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Well, here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and I'll tell you, I've been around AppleSox baseball a long time. I called the games on radio when they first started back in 2000, and I want to say DJ Lydiard with his no-hitter against Moses Lake on the road. He went a complete game. I think there might be 2, 3 other complete games in the history of AppleSox baseball. And Quincy Vasser trying to enter that ledger as well here tonight, as he will pitch to the 7, 8, and 9 batters, and appropriately starts Arusovic off with a strike. 0-1 the count. 7 strikeouts on the night for Quincy Vasser. Swing and a miss here.
And he still has nasty stuff going, doesn't he?
He does. And we were talking about his pitch count earlier.
This guy down here said 110.
Yeah, so 108 on the StatCast, and this is a base hit to right field. I don't know how much Mitch Darlington gives Quincy here.
Yeah.
How many pitches he gives Quincy here. I mean, the AppleSox are up 9-1. The chances of Victoria coming back in this is very slim.
Yep.
What Quincy could use right here at a double play ball.
Oh, man, wouldn't that be great?
Fantastic. And I'll bet Mitch says, okay, you get 3 hitters. That's it. You get the 3 hitters, and that's it, and then you're done. So if you can get 3 outs in those 3 hitters, good on you. Pitch here misses outside to Carney, 1-0 the count.
Yeah, or if he goes deep in a count and he ends up walking a guy.
Yeah. Yep. 1-0 the count to Varney. Quincy Vasser just looking for a ground ball. Check swing, strike anyway, and the count even to Varney at 1-1. Varney 0 for 2 with a soft line out to strike out, and he walked back in the 6th.
And 10 hits, but again, timely.
Yeah, right. Swing and a miss here by Varney. 1 and 2 the count.
Come on, double player, strike out. Come on.
I've got Victoria for 8 hits. They got 10 up on the
board.
They
have
there?
10 up on the board there. Yeah.
Pitch here swung on and hit in the air to right field. That's a long run for the right fielder, and he will make the catch. Nice job for the AppleSox out there in right field by Cooper Witten. Cooper Witten, by the way, you got to remember, he hasn't played, I don't know if he's played here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as an AppleSox.
Yeah, I don't.
So a fly out to right for the first out. And that'll bring up Isaiah Thompson. So I've got 1 hit there. 3 hits in the 4th. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I've got him for 9.
9 now. Yeah. I don't know why they had him for double digits up on the scoreboard.
Oh, actually, you know what? I do have him for 10.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the 10th to start off this inning.
Okay.
6-4-3. And he was
Strike 2 to Thompson with 1 out and 1 aboard here in the top of the 9th inning. Oh, 2 count. Pitch swung on and missed, and another strikeout for Quincy Vasser. That is 8 strikeouts on the night. Back to the top of the order for the MVP for the HarbourCats this summer, Michael Crosland. So Crosland stands between Quincy Vasser and history for the Wenatchee AppleSox. Crosland in the right-handed batter's box. Vasser with the left-handed pitch is a little outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. 1-0 to Crosland. 1 out here, or 2 outs in the inning. Pitch on the way, swung on the ground to the shortstop, and they'll flip the second for the out, and a complete game victory for Quincy Vasser. He goes 9 completes and gets the win. And what a job.
117 pitches.
By Quincy
Just another
Vasser.
day at the office, right?
Just another day. How about the job by Quincy Vasser here tonight? The AppleSox get the victory by a score of 9-1. And more importantly, they'll be back here again tomorrow night and try to do it again to advance to the West Coast League Championship. We'll take a break, come back. Post-game wrap-up coming up next here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
AmeriCorps allows me to make a huge impact on my community and kickstart my career.
AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to use my skills for the greater good.
Serving in AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to help in my community. Take a few minutes to see how you can help your community.
AmeriCorps does vital work in our region. You can make a difference. Join today and make the impact.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCWLIFE app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCWLIFE app now.
In Digital Media Arts program, we learn about video production gear and editing,
by the combination of class projects and nonprofit work and employment.
It makes things happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty magical.
We work in the industry at the Wenatchee Road, NCWLIFE Channel, and the Town Toyota Center events. Every day we work with industry standard equipment for a hands-on learning experience.
Check out clubprocashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Tune in Monday through Friday at 5, 6, and 10 for the NCWLIFE Evening News, or go to our website at ncwlife.com, or you can visit us on Facebook. North Central Washington, the NCWLIFE Channel has you covered.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Well, the Wenatchee AppleSox get the victory here tonight by a final of 9-1 over the Victoria HarbourCats. Wenatchee with 9 runs, on 10 hits and an error. 1 run, 10 hits, and 2 errors for Victoria here tonight. The win goes to Quincy Vasser, and we'll have to dive into the record books between now and tomorrow to tell you how many pitchers have thrown a complete game for Wenatchee in their history, in their franchise history. But Quincy Vasser goes the full distance tonight, gave up just the 1 run. And like you talked about, Brandon Schmitten, the hits when they came didn't really come in any harmful places.
That's right. And, you know, as you mentioned, too, the defense tonight, man, we had some great plays. And, you know, Quincy with that double play that he ended up turning, and then his key strikeouts that he had, too, it just diminished anything that Victoria could get going.
Yeah, and then when they did get the hits, it mostly came with 2 outs.
Right,
so,
yeah.
We talked about that and kind of chronicled that through the game. If you're going to give up the base hit, then give it up with nobody on base and 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, that's for sure. And what a gutsy performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
My goodness.
Well,
that was awesome.
I was trying to draw the parallel. You know, you talk about how, you know, sometimes in athletics, you can eviscerate someone by how you perform. I think tonight that they were vasserated.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
It took me 9 innings to get there.
Yep.
But I got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the latter part of the order kind of had Cam figured out tonight, or Quincy Vasser figured out tonight. Cam Schneider goes 3 for 4. Kareem Orasuvic goes 3 for 4 in the ball game. But just too much Wenatchee. They got the run early, and I think that was key as well, to get that early lead, and that kind of lifted your spirits after losing in a walk-off home run last night.
For sure. And, you know, for us, the top half of our lineup didn't do super well
Typically,
tonight.
Where it comes from did not come from tonight. It came down the order. You had Cam Hoyland 2 for 2 with a big 2-run home run tonight. He had 3 RBI. You had Hunter Friedberg, the number 7 man in the lineup, went 2 for 4. Jake Larson 2 for 4. And Jonathan Fitz with 2 for 5 nights, a couple of runs as well. And so it came from the latter part of the order.
Yeah.
And if you're Coach Mitch Darlington, I don't care where it comes from, just make it happen.
Exactly. And we had multiple walks that we saw too, so in the latter part. So, like we had mentioned early in the game, if you can get key hits in key situations, then things are going to go well for you. And we came up with key hits in key situations.
Well, that means another game here tomorrow night. So I hope the crowd will show up like they did here tonight, because I think that was key as well. I mean, it was almost a packed house here for the ball club, and they were on fire from the get-go.
They were. And, you know, you could see them just, especially Quincy, building off of the energy that the crowd brought. So it was really fun.
So we need you out here again tomorrow night, 6:35 game time, the all-decisive Game 3 between the HarbourCats and your Wenatchee AppleSox after Wenatchee knocks off Victoria tonight by a final of 9-1. Let's get you some other scores. We do have some finals. Bellingham stays alive. They even their series with Edmonton, so it'll be Game 3 for them as well tomorrow at Joe Martin Field. 2-0 the final in that one, so a couple of great games there. Portland pounds Bend tonight. That's still in the top of the 8th inning, 16-6 in that one. So it looks like the Pickles are going to advance, and they're probably going to play the Corvallis Knights after Corvallis leading in the bottom of the 8th inning 12-5 over Ridgefield, and we're putting a wrap to the Raptors season for the Knights here, and Corvallis just continues to win and win and win and win and win.
And you know, the nice thing is Bellingham in Edmonton, that series there, it puts them having to play one more game, so they don't have a day of travel and then relaxation. So
absolutely. And if it's Corvallis and Portland, that will mean not quite as far as if it were Ridgefield or if it were, you know, going to Bend, for example. So AppleSox need to take care of business tomorrow to worry about Wednesday. It first comes Monday, and that will come before you know it. And we will be back here at the ballpark with our pregame at 6:30. The first pitch at 6:35. Brandon Schmitten, Eric Granstrom will join you then. Also, thanks to our crew tonight. Nigel Sullivan coming in from the Tech Center and helping us out here tonight. We appreciate that. Also to Scott Patterson and to Tim Bronowski out there in center field. And to, of course, Malcolm Whitehall back in the studios. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a lovely evening. Final score, Wenatchee 9, Victoria 1. They even up the series. Game 3 tomorrow night. Have a good night, everybody. So Bellingham has already
Thanks for watching tonight's broadcast of Wenatchee AppleSox Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel. Coverage of tonight's game was brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, and our Gold supporter, the Town Auto Group. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Club Crow Bar and Grill, the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, and AmeriCorps. Harvest Valley Pest Control, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, Together for Youth, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. This concludes our broadcast of AppleSox Baseball right here on the NCWLIFE Channel. We now return to regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
How about finding a gap in center field for an RBI single? Beautifully struck ball by Winton.